Chapter 113. Fong Luofan looked at Jingyu and saw that he was looking at him seriously. His eyes were burning with passion. It was a fighting spirit that had been aroused. Jingyu was now recognized as the #1 assassin in the server, while Li Yan was the #1 jungler in the server. The difference between these two words was like heaven and earth. In the eyes of most players, Jingyu was still not as good as Li Yan. Jingyu, on the other hand, wanted to defeat Li Yan and take away the title of the #1 jungler in the server. Yes, this was a good idea, but Fong Luofan had to pour cold water on his face. Objectively speaking, Li Yan's jungler awareness is similar to yours, but he has more experience than you. Let's not talk about anything else. Maha's jungler movement and positioning have reached the level of a professional archer. In other words, if he uses Maha to fight Yi Ming one-on-one, he has a 50% chance of winning. If you fight Yi Ming one-on-one, you're still lacking. If you don't know where your archer's problem lies, you can try fighting Yi Ming. Jingyu coughed. Well, we've already fought, you've already fought. You've already fought. Fong Luofan was surprised, but he quickly understood something. He looked at Qin Fei and then continued to look at Jingyu. However, you're not inferior to Li Yan in all aspects. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you'll never be defeated. Do you know where your advantage lies? Jingyu thought for a moment. His jungler awareness was similar, but his proficiency was slightly lacking. His only advantage was his grasp of timing. My grasp of timing. Bingo, Fong Luofan was very pleased. That's right. Li Yan's timing when he enters the battlefield isn't always so precise. That's why he can't use demons like Heart of Ice and Fleeting Shadow, which have too little room for error. But I don't mean for you to use Heart of Ice and Fleeting Shadow to fight him. You have to see what he uses, and then you have to match up with a formation that can counter him. What I mean is, if you fight him alone, the chances of winning are 50%. You might not even be as good as him. You have to rely on your teammates to help you contain him, but he will also use his teammates to contain you. You have to be mentally prepared in this regard, and then think of a way to deal with it. Jingyu nodded. Understood. Fong Luofan said, in short, if he makes the first move, we'll snatch the fiendish demons he's good at. If he makes the second move, we'll match him with the fiendish demons he chooses. There's one more thing you need to pay attention to. When he said this, he moved his gaze away from Jingyu's face and looked at the other PG members. I told you to pay attention to Li Yan, but that doesn't mean you don't have to pay attention to the other members of BLC. Their individual abilities might not be as strong as yours, but BLC's commander is Li Yan. Every one of them listens to Li Yan's orders. That's why their entire team's awareness and unity are very high. They've almost never lost a team battle. Do you understand what I mean? Yi Hong nodded repeatedly. Understood, understood. We won't underestimate them. Jingyu pondered for a moment before replying seriously, I'll look for more videos of BLC to watch. Fong Luofan made a sound of agreement, but he couldn't help but add, Li Yan's Moonshade Spider is very strong. If we get the second move, we should ban the Moonshade Spider, or ban Flower in the Mirror, and snatch Soul. You'll decide for tomorrow's match. Although Fong Luofan was both a coach and a commentator, the information and ideas he could provide to PG was limited. Sometimes, it was even limited. Especially after seeing PG bring out so many strange lineups and still win the match, he felt that he couldn't force his own ideas onto PG. He should just stop at a certain point and give them the freedom to express themselves. After all, PG's players, including Jingyu, all had their own ideas. They only needed a general direction to find a solution. After the meeting, the 5 players went back to their rooms to rest. Fong Luofan was left alone in the meeting room. He took out a cigarette and was about to light it when someone knocked on the door. He looked up and met Xiao Yun's gaze. He took the cigarette in a hurry and coughed. "You haven't gone back yet?" Xiao Yun smiled. "I'm waiting for you." As she spoke, she walked to Fang Luofan's side, pulled out a chair, and sat down. Fang Luofan put away the cigarette and rubbed his nose. About the live stream and commercials, they all signed on for the live stream. The one I chose was 30 hours per month. Only Yiming wanted to take the commercials, but the client didn't want it, so... Xiao Yun shrugged. "I rejected all the commercials." Fang Luofan, "That's fine. After all, our team's goal is to win the championship, not make money. Compared to these messy things, we should focus on training and competing." Xiao Yun nodded. "The live stream will start next month. This month, we'll let them train hard and compete in the points competition." After a moment of silence, she suddenly probed, "About Jingyu." Fang Luofan looked at her with an inquisitive expression. Xiao Yun sighed. "I know you guys don't pay attention to what's going on online. But it's okay. The problem has been solved. However, it wasn't solved by me. Someone else helped solve it. I don't know who it was." Fang Luofan, "What happened?" Xiao Yun, "Do you still remember Team PH? It's the team that Qingzi and Xiao Wei were in before. Their official Weibo account said that Jingyu was suspected of fighting and asked for a thorough investigation. In the end, before the LD officials could respond, the post was deleted and the club released a clarification and apology statement." Xiao Yun, "That's right. This matter was over before it spread. I felt that something was wrong, so I sent someone to investigate. I found that Team PH had been disbanded. Qingzi was suspected of gambling and was invited to have tea. Xiao Wei also signed with another club." Fang Luofan raised his eyebrows. "Someone was helping them. Or rather, helping Jingyu." Xiao Yun, "I wanted to follow this line of investigation to see who was helping us, but someone came to me and told me not to investigate. He also said that if there was a chance in the future, he would treat the entire club to a meal." Fang Luofan, Xiao Yun, "That person was dressed in a suit and was very polite. He was quite handsome, but I don't know why I felt scared when I saw him. However, he should be on our side." Fang Luofan helplessly patted her shoulder. "Okay, as long as you can confirm that he's on our side, don't investigate if he doesn't want you to. There's already so much going on and you're still adding to your workload." "Seriously," Xiao Yun pursed her lips. When she spoke again, she used a tone that she had never used before. It was a bit like she was acting coquettishly. "Think about it carefully. That person is much more handsome than you." Fang Luofan, Xiao Yun playfully stuck out her tongue. "But I still like you." On the fourth day of the points competition, PG and BLC's match was at 9 p.m. Therefore, both teams had a lot of time to study each other's lineups and playstyles. At the same time, they also paid attention to the other team's matches. The first match of the day was between Kid and Jock. Kid defeated Jock 2-0. All of PG's members sighed as if they had lost their lives. Kid had 3 points and surpassed them once again. The second match was between SKR 1 and MY. My defeated SKR 1 2-0. Last season's champion team was still as strong as ever. The third match was between ANE and Rule. It was an interesting match with many twists and turns. In the end, ANE defeated Rule 2-1. Rule really can't do it. Luo Yiming couldn't help but complain. He can't even beat ANE. Yi Hong had to remind him again. ANE defeated Kid. This team is still improving. Finally, it was time for the last match of the day. PG and BALC's match. The country's #1 assassin vs the country's #1 jungler. From the moment he stepped into the arena, Jingyu's heart had been beating at a very fast rate. He was nervous. He didn't listen to what the host said at all. He was paying attention to the ball C team not far away. More accurately, he was paying attention to the ball C team's jungler, Li Yan. Li Yan was wearing a set of black clothes. She crossed her legs and sat there in a relaxed manner, looking at the host on the stage. He crossed his arms and smiled. He was brimming with confidence. Jingyu lowered his eyelids and swallowed hard. He felt that he had already lost to the other party in terms of momentum. Suddenly, the members of the ball C team stood up. Jingyu's teammates also stood up. Jingyu froze for a moment. He realized that the host's opening speech was over and the match was about to begin. He stood up from the chair in a fluster and almost fell down. A gentle but strong hand supported him. Jingyu subconsciously turned his head and met Qin Fei's gaze. Qin Fei supported him. His expression and tone gave people the impression that he was a little lazy. What are you panicking for? Isn't it just one team with 4 players? We have 4 players with 1. Jingyu blinked. He was very curious. Who was the 1 in 4 players with 1? It shouldn't be him, right? Qin Fei smiled. Whoever has a 1 in their name is that 1. Jingyu understood immediately. Qin Fei let go of Jingyu's arm and raised his hand to stroke his hair. Don't feel pressured. Just play as usual. I'm probably just saying nonsense. In the actual match, you're the most stable player. Jingyu enjoyed the touch of Qin Fei's hand. He let out a long sigh of relief. His expression relaxed and he smiled. It's not nonsense. Now, he felt that he wasn't as nervous as before. Yes, LD wasn't a one-man game. He believed in his teammates, and he believed in Brother Fei even more. What was there to worry about when he was fighting side by side with Brother Fei? Compared to being crushed by Li Yan, Jingyu was more worried that he would disappoint Qin Fei because he didn't play well. Anyway, no matter what, he just had to do his best. At this moment, the audience cheered. Jingyu didn't care. He thought that they were looking forward to the match. He didn't know that the cameraman had just given him and Qin Fei a close-up. The live audience's reaction was calm. The bullet screen on the live broadcast was crazy. The screen was full of AWSL, mixed with a few sighs that broke the formation. I also want to be touched by Brother Fei. The scene of the two looking at each other and smiling is too beautiful. Fujoshi, can you go away? This is just an interaction between normal teammates, as if. Brother Fei has never been like this to anyone other than Jingyu. The two of them should hurry up and get together. Seriously. There were all kinds of discussions in the stadium, but they didn't dare to be too loud. The two teams went up the stairs and entered the game room amidst these discussions. They logged in their accounts, adjusted their equipment, and prepared a series of things that were getting smoother. After putting on his headphones and entering the game room, Jingyu's heart finally calmed down. Play well and win. His teammates all responded. Qin Fei also smiled dotingly. Okay. Thus, Jingyu continued, the game against BLC will most likely end up in 2 situations. 1. Their entire team will target me, so we'll fight back and target their jungler. The other, you guys will fight normally, and I'll 1v1 Li Yan. I'll command you guys to help me at any time, so always pay attention to my position on the mini-map. Qin Fei, okay. Yi Hong, okay. Han Lang, okay. Luo Yiming, no problem. Jingyu, Yiming, you can forget about it. Focus on your lane and don't get distracted. Luo Yiming, Kak at the same time, the host announced the official start of the game. The two teams' preparation screens immediately appeared on the big screen. The first round was to roll the dice to determine the teams. The final result was PG in blue and BLC in red. Today's commentators were Fong Luofan and his partner, Yo-Yo. Fong Luofan let out a long sigh of relief when he saw the results. PG will go first and ban Devils first. Luck is indeed fair. At the beginning of the point competition, PG's luck is really bad. Yeah. Yo-Yo agreed. It's the first day and they're up against Kid. Without any preparation, PG's luck is probably the worst out of the 8 teams. Fong Luofan, let's see how they'll ban Devils. On PG's side, everyone was waiting for Jingyu's decision. After some hesitation, Jingyu said tentatively, I'll ban Sword Burial as a sign of respect. And so, PG banned Sword Burial. Seeing the demon that appeared on the screen, Fong Luofan couldn't help but laugh. Li Yan is the #1 jungler in the country, so the first ban in PG is given to the #1 jungler in the version, Sword Burial. Yo-Yo, then it's BLC's turn. What will they ban? Fleeting Shadow. Jingyu is the best assassin in the country, so BLC gave the first ban to Fleeting Shadow, the new assassin. The two teams are paying respect to each other. For the second ban, Jingyu thought for a while and said, Satan. He wasn't good at jungling like Satan, but if he didn't, Li Yan would. Of course, he had to ban him. BLC didn't hesitate for long before they returned the ban with Heart of Ice. 2 more junglers have been banned. Yo-Yo sounded excited. PG banned 2 warrior-type junglers, and BLC returned the favor with 2 assassin-type junglers. As expected of 2 teams with junglers as their core. Jingyu asked his teammates for their opinions on the third ban. Should we ban Azrael or Moonshade Spider? Qin Fei replied, Azrael. We can take Moonshade Spider. If they take Soul, Yiming will take Flower in the Mirror. I'll support. Luo Yiming thought he heard wrong. Qin Fei confirmed, that's right. You didn't hear wrong. You'll take Flower in the Mirror. It's not that I want to say this, but Catoptric Deflection AD is very strong. Luo Yiming, oh Hanlang, then I'll take Wind of Condensation. Qin Fei, yes. Jingyu was speechless for a while before he silently banned Azrael. However, he was still worried. Brother Han's Wind of Condensation is good, but Yiming's Flower in the Mirror, Qin Fei, it's okay. His Flower in the Mirror is very good. Luo Yiming sighed and then said in a very pretentious tone, you might not believe it, but when I first came to PG, I played support and liked to play AD. In the group stage, I used Flower in the Mirror to get a triple kill. In the end, my kill count was higher than old Han's Wind of Condensation. After that, the coach asked us to switch positions. Han Lang shrugged. To be honest, I was used to Yiming's Flower in the Mirror, so I didn't know how to play it myself. That stupid Flower in the Mirror is poisonous. If he can get MVP with the same playstyle, I'll just keep on giving him kills. PG, what an amazing team. Jingyu's lips twitched. After listening to his teammates' past deeds, he had already started to imagine Luo Yiming and Flower in the Mirror getting a triple kill. In the end, BLC chose Moonshade Spider for the last ban position. Yo, Moonshade Spider. This way, the ban positions are all junglers. 6 junglers. Ha ha ha. Fong Luofan was convinced. This is the first time in history that all junglers are banned. PG banned 3 warrior-type junglers, and BLC returned the favor with 3 assassin-type junglers. I really want to know what junglers the 2 teams will use this round. On PG's side, they saw that BLC's last ban was Moonshade Spider. After being stunned for a moment, they couldn't help but laugh. Very strong, BLC. Yi Hong laughed. Junglers are all banned. Good, good. Han Lang, there's nothing strange about us banning junglers. They actually ban junglers too. This shows that they value our Jingyu quite a bit. Luo Yiming, ha 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 ha. Let's go first. The first spot will definitely be taken by the jungler. I'm really curious what junglers they'll use. Jingyu smiled and chose Flower Petal of Datura. He immediately locked onto it. Even if it's an assassin-type jungler, there are more than 3 of them. My card pool has long been full of bans. Fong Luo Fan, PG has locked onto Flower Petal of Datura. Yo, wow, I haven't seen Jingyu use Flower Petal of Datura in a long time. Fong Luo Fan, if he's using Flower Petal of Datura, it means that he doesn't plan to take the kill this round. Instead, he plans to exhaust his opponent and help his teammates take the kill. Flower Petal of Datura's poison stacking style is a test of a player's grasp of timing. It's already very impressive for an average player to stack 3 stacks, but Jingyu can stack 6 stacks. Yo, the point is, Jingyu isn't like Li Yan, who can stack 6 stacks in 1 out of 3 games. He can stack 6 stacks in every game. That's right. Fong Luo Fan couldn't help but laugh. Let's look forward to Jingyu's Flower Petal of Datura. But now, I'm more curious, what jungler will Li Yan use this round? Chapter 114. After Jingyu locked onto Flower Petal of Datura, Bala C locked onto Dark Cupid and Sarier. They seem to be the bottom lane duo. They're not going for the jungler. Are they going to choose last? Jingyu guessed. Then should we choose Wanmi Liuhua or Maha? Both shooters were used by Bala C's Li Yan as junglers. Perhaps Bala C thought that either one was fine, so he left the jungler spot for last. PG was in a dilemma. The problem wasn't which one to choose, but which one to give to Li Yan. Luo Yiming hesitated. He was about to ask for Maha when Qin Fei interrupted him. Or both. Ha! Luo Yiming thought he had misheard. But I can't operate 2 computers at the same time. Your IQ. Yi Hong was speechless. Of course you'll use Maha or Wanmi Liuhua for old Han. Han Lang was stunned when he heard his name. He was about to say that he wasn't familiar with Wanmi Liuhua, but Qin Fei interrupted him. 2 shooters. Only you can think of that. Wanmi Liuhua is for me. What? Luo Yiming was shocked. You know how to use Wanmi Liuhua? Yi Hong was also shocked. Han Lang, when did you learn it? Qin Fei sneered. Of course you have to learn new monsters. Mahalok and Wanmi Liuhua. That's it. Since their captain had spoken, PG's team members had no objections. They locked onto Mahalok and Wanmi Liuhua. The commentator and the audience were shocked to see the 2 archers that could be used to fight in the jungle at the same time. Yo, PG is really going all out to stop Li Yan from getting one of these shooters. Fong Luo Fan raised his eyebrows. PG's team was indeed full of surprises. PG's archer should be a Maha. I wonder what position Wanmi Liuhua will play. This result was obviously out of Balder C's expectations, but they were not surprised for long. They locked onto Quangu and Heijiao, the top and mid laner respectively. It seemed like they really planned to leave the jungler for last. Then, for the last 2 positions of PG, they very decisively chose Gullin and Nine-Tailed Fox. Nine-Tailed Fox. Yo couldn't help but exclaim. It's been a long time since I saw Yezi's nine-tailed fox. Fong Luofan's eyes lit up. If Yezi takes nine-tailed fox, this match won't be a simple jungler against jungler. Yihang's nine-tailed fox would be the #1 player in the country without Jox XD. It's really not easy. Yihang looked at the scantily clad, curvaceous woman with 9 tails on his screen. His face was filled with infatuation as if he had just reunited with his lover after a long separation. I think the best thing PG did this year was to sign little Jingyu. If it wasn't for little Jingyu, I wouldn't even be able to touch my Jiu this season. Jingyu was a little embarrassed by the compliment and coughed. But it was the truth. Whether it was Qin Fei's Lilith or Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid, their opponents would choose to release them based on their lineups. However, Yihang's nine-tailed fox had been banned the entire time. Han Lang, actually, I don't think BALC banned 3 assassins in a row because they were afraid of Jingyu. On one hand, they wanted to create a gimmick of 6 junglers being banned. On the other hand, they didn't even take our team seriously. Who knows? Qin Fei said lazily. In any case, they released nine-tailed fox. If they really don't take us seriously, they will definitely pay the price. Now, BALC's jungler was the only one left. At the competition venue, a tornado suddenly appeared on the huge screen. After it dissipated, a girl with gray pigtails spun around in the air. She faced the screen and opened her blue eyes. Seeing this extremely familiar demon, the crowd was in an uproar. Wendy. Li Yan was going to use the newbie gift pack. Yo-Yo was about to explain when the demon on the screen changed. A handsome half-man half-horse ran over from afar and played with the bow in his hand. Centaur. Yo-Yo, Li Yan chose Centaur. Oh, he changed to Wind of Condensation. Lilith. Fong Luofan looked at the changing demon on the screen and couldn't help but laugh. BALC is showing everyone a demon that can be used as a jungler. I'm not locking it. I'm just choosing it for you to see. Ha ha ha, how naughty. Finally, the demon on the screen stopped at Kamal. This dark angel was surrounded by green flames, and the magic wand in his hand was filled with a mysterious aura. Yo-Yo said hesitantly, "You're not changing. Are you going to lock it?" Kamal jungler. As soon as he said that, the dark avatar on the screen suddenly lit up. The dark angel on the screen closed his eyes and spread his wings. Green flames quickly circled around him and suddenly exploded. It was a spectacular scene on the big screen. Locked. Yo-Yo, BALC locked Kamal. Kamal jungler, oh my god. Kamal was probably the most special demon in Devil Lord so far because he was a magic shooter. What did that mean? It meant that he was both a mage and an archer. His attack range was very long, and his normal attack damage was very high. However, at the same time, he could also use his skills, using AP equipment and magic damage to kill the enemy demons. In other words, he could use both AD and AP equipment. According to the team's positioning, he could even use half AD and half AP equipment. He could be a demon that consumed both magic and physical attacks. Because of this, Luo Yiming didn't feel comfortable using this demon. He always felt that it was very strange. When Jingyu saw that BALC had locked onto Kamal, his heart skipped a beat. Li Yan's fighting style was strange to begin with, and he even used such a strange demon. What would happen in this round? Yo-Yo. In this case, BALC's lineup is Kwanggu, Hejiao, Dark Cupid, Sarier, and Kamal. Fong Luofan, that's right. Then, PG's lineup is Wanmi Liuhua, Nine-Tailed Fox, Maha, Gulen, and Flower Petal of Datura. After a pause, he said, the bottom lane combination of Maha and Gulen appeared in yesterday's match. Wanmi Liuhua should be the top laner. Although the demon was an archer, she had outstanding survivability. Many teams had used her to join the team. But this is the first time PG has used her. Yo, this is also the first time Li Yan's Kamal has appeared in a match. I don't know what kind of surprises he will bring us. Without further ado, let's see how both sides will perform in the battlefield. Following Yo-Yo's words, the demons from both sides entered the battlefield. The match had officially begun. After entering his own jungle, Jingyu's flower petal of Datura helped Luo Yiming's Maha get the red, and then began to farm. The blue of the upper jungle was given to Yi Hong's nine-tailed fox. Then, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua came to the top lane and faced off against Guanggu. Yi Hong's nine-tailed fox's opponent was Hejiao. Before the match between PG and BAL C started, everyone thought that it would be a battle between two junglers. They didn't expect that the two teams would ban 6 junglers in one go and release the strong demons from the other positions. Nine-tailed fox and Hejiao, 2 of the strongest mages in the game. How long has it been since we last saw such a grand occasion? Fong Luo fan, wow, the match has only started for a minute, and Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua has already pushed Guanggu into the tower. Archers have the advantage of distance, but their early damage isn't enough to threaten a tank like Guanggu. I feel like BALC's top laner is a bit weak. Yo, after all, he's up against Qin Fei. Qin Fei's ferocity isn't something new. You have to be extra careful when fighting against him. If you're not careful, you'll be killed by him. Looking at the entire LDE sports scene, the player with the most bloodline counter kills is probably Qin Fei. Fong Luo fan, then let's take a look at the mid lane. Yezi's nine-tailed fox is also showing signs of suppressing Hejiao. However, nine-tailed fox's survivability is too weak after being weakened, so Yezi doesn't dare to push too deep. Yo, BLC's Li Yan has 2 favorite things to do. One is to counter junglers, and the other is to gank the mid lane. Yezi is wise to be careful. Fong Luo fan, the bottom lane is in a stalemate. Against Dark Cupid, one's hit rate is obviously lower. However, at the same time, the combination of Maha and Gulen is seriously interfering with BALC's archer. Both sides are losing about the same amount of health. After a pause, he said, let's take a look at the junglers of the two teams. As he spoke, Fong Luo fan asked someone to bring up the equipment of both teams for a look. He had a look of understanding. Jingyu's flower petal of Datura has a jungler that increases physical attack. Li Yan's Kamal has an attack speed buff. Their farming speed is about the same. No. Li Yan is faster. After the junglers of both teams reached level 5, Li Yan's Kamal's damage was obviously higher. Coupled with the distance advantage, there was no need for complicated positioning. Their farming speed was getting faster and faster, and they gradually gained the upper hand. Yo, the gap between the economy of both teams is increasing. BLC is leading by a small margin. Hearing this, Fong Luo fan couldn't help but frown. This wasn't a good thing for PG, a team that specialized in the early game. On the screen, Li Yan's Kamal had finished farming all the monsters in their jungle and rushed straight to the middle lane. Almost at the same time, BLC's Hejiao attacked Yi Hong's nine-tailed fox with a dragon tail whip. Yi Hong dodged it. Just as he dodged, Li Yan's Carmel rushed out and hit him with 2 normal attacks, both of which landed a direct hit. In order to dodge, Yi Hong instinctively retreated. As soon as he retreated, he realized that things weren't going well. Sure enough, Hejiao used a water spout to push him up. Li Yan's Kamal seized the opportunity to attack him a few more times. Nine-tailed fox was already fragile. After being attacked a few times, it only had a sliver of health left. Another attack would definitely kill it. At this critical moment, a small flower floated over. Jingyu's flower petal of datura had arrived. The moment Nine-Tailed Fox landed, Yihong decisively used blink and hid behind the flower petal of datura. He retreated into the tower. However, Li Yan's Kamal didn't give up and chased him into the tower. Jingyu's flower petal of datura blocked 2 attacks for Yihong. He sacrificed a quarter of his health to help Yihong escape. Li Yan's Kamal took a tower attack and realized that he couldn't catch up to Nine-Tailed Fox. He could only blink out of the tower and lose a quarter of his health. At this moment BALC's mid laner Hejiao had no choice but to return to the city to recover his mana. The mid lane suddenly changed from 2 mages to 2 junglers. Jingyu had his flower petal of datura hide under the tower to clear the enemies. Looking at Kamal with the ID ball, CYN above his head, he suddenly thought of a phrase, "When enemies meet on a narrow path, the brave wins." Chapter 115. As Jingyu cleared the minions in the middle lane, he kept an eye on Kamal's movements. He was ready to make a move. As expected of an archer, Kamal's speed of clearing minions was slightly faster than his flower petal of datura, but only by a little. On Jingyu's side, when the last of the minions' HP was down, he decisively used a displacement skill. The purple flower directly floated over the minions. As it finished off the last of the minions, it appeared in front of Kamal and threw a flower at him, not giving him a chance to react at all. Hit! Jingyu has launched an attack on Li Yan. Fong Luofan exclaimed excitedly. He knew that the audience was looking forward to this scene. They all wanted to know which of the 2 highly anticipated junglers was more skilled. Kamal retreated into the tower to counterattack. Hit! Jingyu deliberately waited for Kamal to hit him before using his 3rd skill, invisibility. Then, he flashed into the tower and attacked Kamal at close range. He successfully hit Kamal. Kamal's HP dropped rapidly. He decisively used heal and barely managed to raise his HP. Then, he flashed away and threw out a big move as he ran away. Kamal's big move, Death Vortex, kept dragging the flower petal of datura into the center of the green vortex. Jingyu's flower petal of datura took a damage from the tower and another big move. Even after using heal, he only had a sliver of HP left. However, he didn't even blink as he calmly used his big move, Sky Blooming Flower. The girl in the purple dress instantly split into countless petals and swept toward Kamal. This big move with displacement skill completely ignored the distance that Kamal flashed away and cleanly took away his remaining HP. System, flower petal of datura, 1 kill. System, enemy Kamal has been killed. Amazing! Fong Luofan almost blurted out the word, amazing, but he swallowed it back down. Jingyu has successfully killed Li Yan. Amazing! Yo-Yo was a little worried. But his position is not good. Can he escape? As soon as he finished speaking, he saw Jingyu's flower petal of datura use the newly refreshed flying flower. Before the image of him returning to his human form appeared, he directly condensed into a small flower and floated out of the defense tower. He squatted in the bushes and clicked to return to the city. The moment he flew out of the defense tower, his HP dropped to single digits. It was only when he walked back to the city that his HP recovered to double digits. The enemy player Hejiao returned after healing himself. He charged straight into the bushes in the middle lane and decisively cast a skill at the bushes where the flower petal of datura was. However, almost at the same time as he released the skill, the flower petal of datura's return to the city ended. She had returned. Fong Luofan's heart almost stopped beating. Let's go back. Jingyu survived. That was too thrilling. Yo-Yo, if Hejiao had arrived 1 step earlier, Jingyu would have been killed. Oh my god, just a little bit more. Let's take a look at the replay just now. Please switch to Li Yan's perspective. Fong Luofan's heart still palpitated as he explained. To be honest, Jingyu had taken too much of a risk by taking this kill. However, it was still considered PG style. Soon, the screen replayed the scene from Li Yan's perspective. First, the flower petal of Datura moved and followed up with a flower strike. Very suddenly, she gave Kamal the first blow. Displacement followed by flower strike, poison stack 2. Then, Kamal reflexively counterattacked. As a result, the flower petal of Datura's passive flower rage, poison stack 3. The flower petal of Datura turned invisible and disappeared from Kamal's perspective. Kamal knew that danger was approaching and decisively entered the tower. However, he didn't expect the flower petal of Datura to use blink at this time and chase after him to attack. When the flower petal of Datura attacked the enemy while invisible, the damage and poison stack multiplied, poison stack 6. Poison stack 6. Yo couldn't believe her eyes. The match has only been going on for 6 minutes, and poison stack 6 has already appeared. Jingyu is too scary. Fong Luofan, because the match has only been going on for 6 minutes, the poison stack didn't deal enough damage. Li Yan was able to recover his health with a heal. However, in order to kill him, Jingyu didn't hesitate to take his tower damage and used a big sword to kill him. Yo-yo, Yuta Silk Blood kill. As expected of a PG's jungler. At this moment, Jingyu, who had returned to his own territory to recover, felt his heart beating violently. He was both excited and a little scared. At his current level, he was confident that he could kill Kamal. Although the chase seemed thrilling, it was actually all within his calculations. However, the enemy Hejiao came too quickly and used his skill too suddenly. It really gave him a fright. He knew that if he tried to escape at that time, he definitely wouldn't be able to escape. Thus, he simply squatted in place and didn't move. He was gambling, to see if Hejiao's skill would kill him first, or if his return to the city progress bar would run out first. In the end, his progress bar ran out and he was successfully teleported back to his territory. He survived. He felt that he was lucky, but his teammates obviously didn't think so. Yi Hong, awesome. Little Jingyu, what you did just now will definitely make it onto the official video. Luo Yiming, fuck, Jingyu, you killed Li Yan. That's Li Yan we're talking about. Han Lang, you're the #1 jungler in the country. Jingyu was a little embarrassed by the praise. The junglers in this round were all banned. Li Yan's junglers were limited. Plus, the archers didn't come up in the early game. That's why I was able to kill him. Qin Fei laughed. You killed him. Don't be so humble. Yi Hong, that's right. Our PG never knew how to write the word humble. As Yi Hong spoke, he had his 9-tailed fox flash into the tower. He used his ultimate skill, 9 tails, followed by Fox Flame, followed by Fox Fire. The combo hit Hejiao all at once, and then he added in a normal attack. System, 9-tailed fox, 1 kill. System, enemy Hejiao has been killed. 9-tailed fox, with its damage up, could easily kill the enemy mage with a combo. Needless to say, the one using 9-tailed fox was Yi Hong. Yezi's 9-tailed fox jumped the tower and insta-killed Hejiao. Fong Luofan shouted excitedly. Suddenly, he felt a little dazed. It was as if he had returned to last season's group stage. He watched as the PG players used their own abilities to tyrannize the opponents and imprinted their IDs in everyone's minds. Qin Fei's Satan was the #1 jungler. Yi Hong's 9-tailed fox dealt heaven-defying damage. Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid agilely carried the team with a pentacle. Han Lang's support stabilized the team from start to finish. This team, if not for the fact that they couldn't find a suitable teammate, they might have won the league last season. Yihong said, "Little Jingyu, you just need to keep an eye on Li Yan. Once Li Yan is dead, this team has nothing to fear." Jingyu replied with a After the flower petal of Datura finished farming, he went to the vicinity of the magic board. He calculated the time it would take for Li Yan to finish farming after he revived and realized that he didn't appear in the mid lane within the estimated time. He immediately guessed that Li Yan would go to the bottom lane and decisively sent his flower petal of Datura to the bottom lane. However, just as he reached the bottom lane, on the minimap, Kamal's avatar appeared in the top lane. Jingyu was speechless. He really couldn't predict Li Yan's movements. He could only warn him, "Brother Fei, be careful. Don't go too deep." "I see it," Qin Fei replied calmly and ordered his Wanmi Liuhua to turn around and retreat. Almost at the same time, the enemy Kuanggu and Kamal attacked him at the same time. Qin Fei didn't even blink. He activated his shield to block the damage and flashed in the opposite direction. Then, he attacked Kamal a few times and split the damage to Kuanggu. The two monsters' HP dropped at the same time. Kuanggu turned around to bite Wanmi Liuhua, but Qin Fei decisively used Scorch to push it away. Kamal turned around and enlarged. Qin Fei decisively changed forms. After reveal, he cast Flame Barrier to block the damage and protect himself. At the same time, he used Heatwave Assault to push Kuanggu further away and immobilize him. Then, he moved to dodge Kamal's attacks and counterattacked. Kuanggu was pushed behind Kamal and was controlled. The 2v1 became 1v1. Kamal still had two skills that he hadn't used, but Qin Fei didn't give him a chance to use them. Wanmi Liuhua used Total Annihilation on Kamal and silenced him. Seeing this, Fang Luofan couldn't help but laugh. Ball C is at a disadvantage in a 2v1. Yo-Yo was convinced this is the first time Qin Fei used Wanmi Liuhua in an official match. "I didn't expect him to be so fierce. Under normal circumstances, a top laner can't use a marksman well, right?" "Yes." Fang Luofan had the most right to comment on this point. Top laners are always at the front in team fights to tank the damage for the backline. However, if a marksman rushes too far in front, he will be killed instantly. Yo-Yo, Qin Fei is an incredible player. From jungler to top laner, it only took him a day to complete the transition. Now, he's so good at marksman. Fang Luofan, it's also related to Wanmi Liuhua's skills. If it were any other marksman, such as Maha or Centaur, Qin Fei's strategy would be no different from suicide. Li Yan knew that he had missed the opportunity to kill Wanmi Liuhua. However, with Wanmi Liuhua blocking his escape route, hesitating now would only result in 2 deaths. He could only bite the bullet and rush up to Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua. In the end, he was the first to die. However, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua only had a sliver of health left. "Kill him." Li Yan ordered the Kuanggu. The freed Kuanggu rushed towards Wanmi Liuhua and was about to finish him off. However, at that moment, Yihong's nine-tailed fox arrived and used a series of skills to kill the Kuanggu almost instantly. Of course, the enemy's Heijiao also chased after them. However, Yihong had already bought enough time for Qin Fei. Wanmi Liuhua successfully escaped. After returning to his own turret, he did not hesitate and continued to rush towards his territory. Everything happened in an instant. In the end, PG got 2 kills while BLC got nothing. Oh my god. PG traded 0 for 2. Yo-Yo couldn't believe her eyes. BLC is one of the teams with the highest chance of winning the championship this season. They haven't even gotten a single kill since the start of the match against PG. This is unbelievable. Fong Luofan felt that PG and BLC were in for a good show. His heart was excited, but he could only pretend to be calm. This round, the jungler is completely banned. Ball C is at a disadvantage. Li Yan locked onto Carmel in the end, but he didn't move. He doesn't have an advantage in either harvesting or escaping. Perhaps he should have taken Wendy. Yo, however, Wendy is a novice fiend and doesn't have enough damage. If he took Kamal, he would have a better advantage in the later team battle. At 10 minutes, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua successfully killed Guanggu. He took the lead to BALC's first turret. Li Yan's Kamal stared at Yihong's nine-tailed fox. With He Jiao's help, he managed to kill him twice. Both times, he managed to escape from Jing Yu's flower petal of Datura. However, He Jiao was not so lucky. He died twice to the poison of the flower petal of Datura. The bottom lane was in a deadlock from the start. At 12 minutes, Luo Yiming lost his patience and let his Maha pass the second turret. Unfortunately, he did not manage to kill the enemy Dark Cupid. He almost died under the turret and was saved by Hanling's shield. Unlike Luo Yiming, who was getting more and more impatient, Jing Yu was getting more and more stable. After facing off against Li Yan a few times, his nervousness before the match had completely disappeared. Now, he only wanted to win. Yiming, stay calm. Just defend the bottom lane. Brother Fei, go to the middle lane. I'll lead the top lane. After Jing Yu let his flower petal of Datura kill the minions in the top lane, he rushed to the middle lane. Here I come. Middle lane turret. System, flower petal of Datura, destroy the enemy turret. This way, BALC lost vision of the middle lane and PG gained the advantage of stealing the dragon. Stealing the dragon. Jing Yu looked at the situation on the minimap. Guanggu went to the bottom lane. Let me see where Kamal is, it's also in the bottom lane. I can steal the dragon. Gather in the middle lane and steal the dragon. Chapter 116. Following Jing Yu's order, all PG members, except for Luo Yiming, gathered towards the magic dragon. Luo Yiming, I'll guard the tower. Jing Yu, no, you just have to attract their attention, don't die. System, Maha, 1 kill. System, enemy Hejiao has died. Jing Yu, == alright, he should be worried about Luo Yiming's opponent. Luo Yiming was fighting 1 against 5 in the bottom lane. After taking Hejiao's head, he had no choice but to retreat under the intense attacks. But because of his low health, BALC's members didn't want to give up this opportunity and rushed into the tower, trying to kill him. Luo Yiming could only give up on the tower and retreat, while at the same time counterattacking. System, Kamal, destroy our defense tower. System, Maha, double kill. System, enemy Guanggu has died. System, Kamal, 1 kill. System, Maha has died. After taking 2 heads in a 1 against 5 situation, Luo Yiming had done his best, but in the end, he was killed by Kamal's big move. However, he had bought enough time for PG. Don't forget, in this round, Qin Fei took Wanmi Liuhua. Although Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua dropped a defensive item, he was still an archer, so he killed the dragon quickly. Almost at the same time that Luo Yiming's Maha died, the magic dragon's low health was killed by Jing Yu's flower petal of Datura. System, flower petal of Datura, conquer the magic dragon. System, the magic dragon army is about to attack. Yo, PG left 1 to deal with BALC alone in the bottom lane, while the others took the opportunity to steal the magic dragon. This strategy is too good. One's Maha God is moving. Yes, 1 is very good. Fong Luofan was very pleased. Luo Yiming was someone that he personally poached from Kid. I think BALC's Li Yan should know that PG was stealing the dragon, so he wanted to take down the 3 towers in one go before PG could steal the dragon. But he didn't expect one to be able to kill 2 in a 1v5 situation, so he only managed to take down the 2 towers in the bottom lane. After Jingyu snatched the dragon, he immediately returned to the city and headed straight for the bottom lane. He cleared out the enemy troops and protected the last tower at the bottom lane. Then, it's time to counterattack. Jingyu shouted, "Hit the magic board, hit the magic board. Jingyu, push the middle, push the middle." Wave after wave. Jingyu, wave after wave. Under Jingyu's command, PG took down the magic dragon and went to the middle lane. Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua overtook the tower and killed the enemy Dark Cupid. He wanted to continue to kill Kamal, but he escaped with Blink. But it didn't matter, they took down the second tower in the middle lane. Soon, the magic dragon army arrived, and PG pushed forward with the army. Yihang's 9-tailed fox's triple kill, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua, and Luo Yiming's Maha God hit the tower together, and the enemy tower's status bar dropped to the bottom. Then, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua continued to deal with BLC in the middle lane, and Luo Yiming was called to the bottom lane tower by Jingyu. After 3 waves of Magic Dragon Army, although PG didn't seize the opportunity to win in one wave, BLC only had 1 tower left in the top lane. At this moment, BLC's army split into 3 lanes and cleared out the creeps. Fong Luo Fan, PG's economy is in the lead. BLC is in a passive position. As soon as the 2 casters finished speaking, a system notification flashed on the screen. System Wanmi Liuhua, destroy the enemy tower. BLC's last tower was finally taken down by Qin Fei, and there was no suspense in the outcome of this match. Sure enough, a few minutes later, PG followed the creeps into BLC's territory, and before they could clear out the creeps, they had successfully destroyed their territory. PG takes the lead and scores 1 point. Seeing this result, Fong Luofan's hanging heart finally settled down. Yo couldn't help but sigh, the 2 archers are really quick to hit the towers. Once they get the upper hand, the game is simply one-sided. Fong Luofan, the junglers of both sides didn't perform well in this match. On the contrary, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhua made everyone's eyes light up. Yezi's 9-tailed fox is also as strong as ever. There's also one's Maha, who killed 2 of them in a 1v5. That's really amazing. It's obvious that PG's 5 players are a bit stronger than BLC. BLC side is completely centered around Li Yan. At this moment, the live audience was a bit silent. In today's match, a lot of people were here for Li Yan and Jingyu. Moreover, most of them didn't only support one side, they liked both junglers. Now that they saw BLC being suppressed by PG, and the reason was that Li Yan's teammates were too weak, how could they accept this? People couldn't say anything too extreme in the live audience, so the comments on the live stream were unrestrained frowny face haha, Li Yan is leading 4. I feel bad for Li Yan, all the creeps he's good at are banned, but his teammates are still killing him. To be honest, I don't see how Jingyu is better than Li Yan. It's just that PG's overall strength is a bit stronger. Yes, Jingyu's teammates are stronger, or rather, their lineup is stronger. Jingyu couldn't see the comments, but his own thoughts were similar. Our lineup was the key to winning this round. If Li Yan gets a warrior in the next round, it'll be hard to say. Luo Yiming was as optimistic as usual. What's there to be afraid of? I can get a double kill in a 1v5. Qin Fei, don't be arrogant, your double kill can only be attributed to luck. Yihang, are we still going to ban 6 junglers in the next round? Jingyu, let's see how BLC bans them. We have to leave at least 2 junglers in the next round. I'm sure I'll get one. As they spoke, the MVP of the previous round was announced. It was Luo Yiming's Maha. This was because the technical judges thought that if Luo Yiming's Maha hadn't stalled BL, PG wouldn't have been able to steal the magic dragon that decided the match. But PG's other members also performed very well in this round. Fong Luo Fan, yes, Qin Fei's Wanmi Liuhuo 1v2, Yezi's nine-tailed fox triple kill, and Jing Yu's gank that narrowly escaped death were all very exciting. Let's take a break, we'll come back for the second round. The break between the 2 rounds was very short, only enough for them to go to the bathroom. Soon, the second round began. The loser took the first move, so BLC chose to ban the monster first. Then BLC's first banned spot was given to Nine-Tailed Fox without any hesitation. Yi Hong raised his eyebrows. Oh. This wasn't unexpected. After all, his Nine-Tailed Fox had dealt more than 100,000 damage in the previous round, which was twice as much as Luo Yiming's Maha. What should we ban? For the first time, Jing Yu was confused about the banned spots. They couldn't let Li Yan get Sword Burial, which he was best at, so Sword Burial had to be banned. But what about the other 2 banned spots? Seeing Jing Yu's hesitation, Qin Fei calmly said, "First, we'll ban Sword Burial. The other 2 banned spots will be decided based on the opponent's banned spots." Okay. Jing Yu replied and banned Sword Burial. Soon, BLC's second banned spot was given. It was Fleeting Shadow. An assassin jungler was gone. However, BLC had already banned Nine-Tailed Fox, so there was only 1 banned spot left. Han Lang said optimistically, "If that's the case, at least one of Heart of Ice and Moonshade Spider will be released, right?" Yi Hong immediately poured cold water on him. The problem is, BLC made the first move. We don't know if he'll steal the Moonshade Spider. Yes, this was also the reason why Jing Yu was hesitating. If they didn't ban the Moonshade Spider, what if it was stolen by Li Yan? But if they banned it, what would they use as a jungler? Ban it. In the end, it was Qin Fei who made the decision. Ban the Moonshade Spider. The other party knew how to use both Elemental Soul and Catoptric Deflection. If they really planned on snatching the Moonshadow Spider, no matter which control-type demon they used, they would be able to coordinate with Li Yan. Furthermore, a Moonshadow Spider coordinated with a control-type demon was basically unbeatable. This was true for other teams, and it was also true for their PGs. Therefore, they had to ban the Moonshade Spider if they had a backup. Fong Luo Fan, this way, both sides have already banned 3 junglers. I wonder what the last 2 positions will be. BLC made the first move this round. If the junglers are banned too thoroughly, it will be disadvantageous for PG's Jing Yu. On PG's side, Yi Hong was already teasing Jing Yu. If we ban another 5 junglers this round, little Jing Yu, you don't have to play anymore. Just send a support to follow behind us and buff us. Luo Yiming, ha 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 ha. Poor Jing Yu. Han Lang, or you can support Yiming, and I'll send a support jungler. Jing Yu secretly rolled his eyes and didn't want to bother with them. In the end, BLC's last pick was Heart of Ice. PG had no choice but to ban Satan. Yi Hong was right, there were 5 junglers. Then, it was BLC's turn to pick a demon first. They almost instantly banned Flower Petal of Datura as if they were taking revenge on PG. For the first time, Jing Yu gave in. I don't care. You guys go first. He could count with one hand the number of demons that he could use as a jungler. Then we'll go first. Luo Yiming unceremoniously targeted Dark Cupid. Qin Fei followed suit and targeted Lilith. It was C's turn again. They chose a pair of bottom laners, Wind of Condensation and Flower in the Mirror. On PG's side, Yihong chose Scarlet Fury, and Hanlang targeted Sarier. C's last two picks were Azrael and Peacock Plume. Now, out of the 10 players on both sides, Jingyu was the only one who hadn't chosen a demon. He looked at the darkened avatars on his list and didn't want to say anything. The avatars on the list were arranged according to their proficiency. Jingyu's list was Heart of Ice, Moonshade Spider, Flower Petal of Datura, Sword Burial, Satan, Azrael, Plunder Shadow, Wanmi Liuhua, Maha. Now, Wanmi Liuhua's 7 demons had either been banned or robbed. Their avatars were all darkened. Jingyu thought that his Wanmi Liuhua and Maha weren't qualified to challenge the #1 jungler in the country. I finally understand how Li Yan felt in the last game, Jingyu said and sighed helplessly. Fine, I'll carry your shoes for this game. As he spoke, he scrolled down and found a demon at the bottom of the list and selected it. A tornado immediately appeared on the screen. After it dissipated, the girl with great pigtails spun around in the air. Facing the screen, she opened her blue eyes. Wendy. You deserve the newbie gift pack. Chapter 117. Yo, Jingyu has chosen Wendy. Locked. Following the commentator's words, the audience went wild. Wendy. Awesome. Fuck, Wendy. She's going to cause trouble. I'm looking forward to this match. This was the first time Jingyu had used Wendy as a jungler. In addition, this was also the first time Wendy had appeared in an official match. As for whether Jingyu had used Wendy as a monster before, he didn't know. In response to his teammates' questions, he only said, in my previous account, Wendy's proficiency was second only to Sword Burial. Yihong was silent for a moment, then he couldn't help but sigh. Little Jingyu, why do you always like to use unpopular monsters? Jingyu hummed and replied uncertainly, probably because it looks good. Wendy was at least the most beautiful monster in the newbie gift pack. She was a little lowly with silver-gray pigtails. Her eyes were as blue as the clear sky. As she flew in the air, her skirt fluttered, revealing her slender legs. However, looking good was one thing, and whether or not she was useful was another. Wendy and Heart of Ice were both flower vases in the eyes of most players, but they were completely different. Heart of Ice was an assassin-type jungler. Her skill tolerance was very low, but her damage was very high. As long as she had enough technical support, she could become very strong. In other words, how effective she could be was completely determined by the player's control. As for Wendy, her HP, defense, and damage were all between a warrior and an assassin. Her skills were easy to understand, her tolerance was high, and she could learn them quickly. This was a common characteristic of newbie monsters, but it was also a fatal flaw of newbie monsters, their upper limit was too low. The things that Wendy could do and the damage that she could cause were too limited. Ordinary players might be able to use her 10,000 times better than Heart of Ice, but professional players would feel that their abilities were limited. No matter how strong a player was, they could only do so much with Wendy. This was the real reason why Wendy almost never appeared in official matches. However, the commentator and audience were still full of anticipation for Jingyu's Wendy. After all, Jingyu had created too many miracles with different demons. It was as if no matter what kind of demon he played, he could always reach new heights. Why not use Wanmi Liuhua? Luo Yiming asked. Jingyu said, I'm not good at shooting. I need to practice. It would have been fine if his opponent had been someone else, but if his opponent was Li Yan, Jingyu felt that it was no different from sending himself to death. Didn't Li Yan die miserably in the previous round when he had Kamal? What about Kwanggu? Yi Hong asked. Jingyu, too little displacement, not enough damage. After all, the Kwanggu was a tank, so it was more suitable for them to go up. There are still too few demons in limited. Han Lang couldn't help but complain about the game. After this season, there will be new demons. Jingyu didn't comment. Soon, the two sides finished adjusting, the countdown ended, and they entered the battlefield. In this round, the camera cut to Jingyu's Wendy from the beginning. After all, the other demons had played many times, and only his Wendy was playing for the first time. Yo-yo, even a novice fiendish demon is being used. He's really been forced. Fong Luofan laughed helplessly. After all, both teams' junglers are very strong. In this game, both sides chose to target junglers, so Jingyu and Li Yan couldn't get the demons they were good at. They had to find another way. Yo-yo, ha ha ha, yes, another way. In the previous round, Li Yan was forced to use Kamal. To be honest, Kamal is very strong in the late game. Unfortunately, Bal C's opponent was PG, and the game ended in the early game. Fong Luofan, yes, archers are very good in the late game, and PG is more suitable for the early game. This is probably one of the reasons why Jingyu would rather use Wendy than archers. Soon, 5 minutes passed. Jingyu's Wendy reached level 6 and had a big move. He immediately had Wendy rush to the bottom lane and crouch in the grass. In this round, Luo Yiming, who had obtained the life item, was like a fish in water. He suppressed the enemy team's wind of condensation in the tower. The enemy team's flower in the mirror threw out control spells from time to time, and Luo Yiming was able to get Dark Cupid to escape in time. At this moment, Li Yan's flower petal of Datura rushed over. Long before he came over, Jingyu had already warned Luo Yiming. Therefore, Luo Yiming wasn't too surprised to see flower petal of Datura. He almost reflexively used a displacement spell to hide behind Saria. Han Lang immediately had Saria use her big move, and the two of them retreated into the tower. However, the enemy team's flower in the mirror blinked out of the tower and used disorienting steps to crowd control Dark Cupid and Saria. Luo Yiming, it's over. Jingyu, save me. Jingyu, I'm not saving you. Since Dark Cupid was crowd-controlled, the enemy team's wind of condensation and flower petal of Datura naturally wouldn't let go of this golden opportunity. They rushed over together and attacked like crazy. Jingyu waited patiently. When the three enemy monsters were almost in the same place, and Dark Cupid was about to break free from the crowd control, his fingers began to type on the keyboard. Wendy's big move, Whirlwind Thousand Blades. Her entire body turned into a tornado, and directly swept towards the three enemy monsters. While dealing damage, she also caused them to freeze for a moment. Almost at the same time, Dark Cupid broke free from the crowd control, and Jingyu yelled, Flower Petal of Datura. Luo Yiming immediately had Dark Cupid attack Flower Petal of Datura. Originally, Flower Petal of Datura was the one with the most health among the three enemy monsters. However, under Dark Cupid's constant attacks, it was quickly reduced to critical health. On the other hand, Wind of Condensation's attack was blocked by Saria's shield, and Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid was still able to dodge. After Jingyu finished using Whirlwind Thousand Blades, he immediately followed up with Wind Blade and Wind Return. After using these two skills, Wind of Condensation's last bit of health was taken away. System, Wendy, 1 kill. System, enemy team's Wind of Condensation has been killed. Then, he used Displacement, and ran over Flower in the mirror's body, and obtained another kill. System, Wendy, 2 kill. System, enemy team's Flower in the mirror has been killed. Li Yan realized that the situation wasn't good. He had his Flower Petal of Datura teleport and flash, and jumped over the wall to escape. Almost at the same time, Jingyu had Wendy teleport and flash, and chased after him. Seeing this, Fang Luofan's heart started beating faster. Can Jingyu kill Flower Petal of Datura? This was also the question in everyone's mind. Whether it was the audience in the stadium or those watching the live stream through their computers or phones, everyone held their breaths and broke out in cold sweat for the two players. Li Yan's Flower Petal of Datura wasn't in a good position. He couldn't return to his own tower, so he decisively rushed into the PG jungle. When he passed by a monster, he used discipline and used lifesteal to raise his health, and then continued to escape. He had to think of a way to escape from Jingyu's sight. Only then would he be able to shake off his pursuit. Soon, the two used displacement at almost the same time. One was escaping, and the other was chasing. The distance between them was still the same. Yo-Yo was so nervous that his heart almost stopped beating. Flower Petal of Datura and Wendy's movement speed are about the same. Can Li Yan escape from Jingyu? Before the start of the match, the moment they saw Jingyu lock onto Wendy, the image of Wendy being chased by Flower Petal of Datura appeared in the minds of both the commentators and the audience. Who would have thought that Flower Petal of Datura, who was now at low health, would be chased by Wendy, who was at full health? The Flower Petal of Datura's poison stack could only be used on players. It was ineffective on monsters. However, he couldn't use invisibility if he couldn't stack it 3 times. Li Yan could only rely on his flashy movements to circle around the jungle, trying to increase the distance between him and Jingyu's Wendy. However, one of Wendy's skills had an acceleration effect. Even if she couldn't hit Flower Petal of Datura, she could still increase her speed for a short period of time. So, Li Yan wanted to get rid of Jingyu. That was impossible. The two of them, one running and one chasing, seemed to be evenly matched. But don't forget, this was a PG jungle. Soon, Yihong's Scarlet Fury arrived. He predicted Flower Petal of Datura's movements and released a crowd control skill, but Li Yan avoided it. Then, Li Yan suddenly changed the direction of Flower Petal of Datura and rushed towards Scarlet Fury. Oh! Yihong really admired this player. Was he going to fight him head-on? Sure enough, Li Yan's Flower Petal of Datura threw a flower at Scarlet Fury as he rushed forward. The skill Flower Strike hit. 1 stack of poison stack. Don't attack him, Jingyu said as he rushed forward, but he was still a step too late. Yihong threw a skill right at Flower Petal of Datura, lowering his HP again. At the same time, his passive skill Flower Rage was triggered, 2 stacks of poison stack. At this moment, Li Yan's displacement skill refreshed and directly pressed down on Scarlet Fury. 3 stacks of poison stack. 3 stacks of poison stack. Invisibility. Ah! The audience was in an uproar. Li Yan is awesome. However, almost at the same time, Jingyu's Wendy used displacement and appeared at the position where the Datura flower's petals had disappeared. She used 1 skill and 2 skills in succession, and the gray wind blades flew out and returned, fighting a battle of wits and courage with the air. The result? System, Wendy, triple kill. System, the enemy Flower Petal of Datura has been killed. Ah! The audience let out an even more intense cheer. Jingyu is awesome. It turned out that the audience was fence-sitters. No, the junglers of both teams are too good. Yo-Yo couldn't find a more appropriate adjective. Too good. They're really too good. Fang Luofan felt like his heart was about to give out. Li Yan is too calm. While being chased in the enemy jungler and having only a sliver of HP left, he actually took the initiative to attack Scarlet Fury in order to escape with 3 stacks of poison stack. Logically speaking, if his opponent wasn't Jingyu, he would have succeeded just now. Yeah. Jingyu's reaction at the last moment was too fast. Yo-Yo looked at the replay on the live screen and said, from Li Yan's perspective, we can see that the two skills Jingyu used after displacing barely grazed the flower petal of Datura. If they were just a little bit more to the side, he wouldn't have been able to take the flower petal of Datura's head. I think Li Yan must be feeling terrible right now, right? Indeed, at this moment, Li Yan's face was constipated in the arena. It could be said that he was feeling quite terrible. His teammates comforted him. You did your best, yeah, it was very good. Just a little bit more. I'll avenge you later. What could Li Yan say? He could only shrug and pretend to be relaxed. Jingyu, we'll see. Chapter 118. Although this battle didn't prove that Jingyu was stronger than Li Yan, it at least proved that Jingyu wasn't weaker than Li Yan. In the eyes of ordinary players, Flower Petal of Datura and Wendy weren't strong junglers, but they were played so well by the two of them. Before the match started, the audience was still teasing them. The junglers of the two teams can go back to sleep. They can just be dogs for their teammates. Ha ha ha, from the core of the team to the mascot of the team, what happened? Now that the competition had started, after witnessing such an exciting battle royale, the audience was dumbfounded. Awesome. Your father is still your father. As expected of the number one in the country. The commentator was also very excited. Yo, this battle will be recorded in the history books. Fong Luo fan, I don't know if it will be recorded in the history books, but tonight's highlights will definitely include that scene. Soon, Li Yan's flower petal of Datura revived and continued to farm. Ball C's economy was slightly behind, but there was still a chance for them to catch up. What PG needed to do was to seize the advantage and win the match as soon as possible. However, in the next 10 minutes, the two teams were in a stalemate. In the top lane, Ball C's Azrael was very strong, with high health, high defense, and high damage. Qin Fei's Lilith could barely suppress him, but he couldn't kill him. The later the game went on, the weaker Lilith's late-game damage wasn't high, so she could only fight in the early game. In the middle lane, Yihong's Scarlet Fury and Peacock Plume were already at a disadvantage. They were also worried that Li Yan would catch them, so they were restricted. It was already good enough that they could protect their own tower. The bottom lane was still okay. Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid almost destroyed Ball C's tower, but Flower and the Mirror's crowd control made him doubt his life. In the end, it was Jingyu's Wendy who rushed into the tower and stole at the moment the minions entered the tower. System, Wendy, destroy the enemy's defense tower. However, almost at the same time, Li Yan's flower petal of Datura turned invisible and sneaked into PG's mid-lane tower to kill Scarlet Fury. Then, together with Peacock Plume, they took down the mid-lane tower. System, flower petal of Datura, kill. System, Scarlet Fury has died. System, flower petal of Datura, destroy our defense tower. This game has completely turned into a showdown between the junglers of the two teams. Yo couldn't help but sigh. It wasn't so obvious in the previous game, but in this game, the rhythm of both sides is clearly led by the jungler. That's right. Fong Luo fan said, wherever the jungler goes, there will be a fierce battle. Now that PG's mid-lane tower has been destroyed and they have lost vision of the mid-lane, BLC has gained the advantage of fighting the dragon. Will they steal the dragon? This was also what Jingyu was worried about, so he immediately ordered the others to rush to the mid-lane. After he brought the minions of the bottom lane over, he rushed over as well. The team battle was much faster than expected. The one who started the team battle was BLC support Flower in the mirror. He blinked and cast a big spell, controlling PG's Lilith, Scarlet Fury, and Sarier. Only Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid was able to escape. Other than Li Yan's flower petal of Datura, the rest of BLC's players all rushed towards PG. Azrael lured Lilith away, leaving PG without the front line. The situation was very dangerous. Fortunately, Sarier cast a big spell in time, and PG seized the opportunity to counterattack. Yihong's Scarlet Fury cast a big spell and hit all the enemy monsters. Qin Fei's Lilith cast a big spell and directly suppressed the enemy's backline, causing Peacock Plume's big spell to miss and only hit Lilith. For a moment, the skills of the two teams flew everywhere, and their health dropped rapidly. At this moment, Li Yan's flower petal of Datura joined the battle. He teleported and killed Lilith, then cast a big spell towards PG's backline and took away Scarlet Fury. Then, he teleported again and used a skill on Dark Cupid, stacking 6 stacks of poison on him. After that, he ignored him and chased after Sarier. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. Almost at the same time, Jingyu's Wendy rushed into the battle from the back and teleported away Peacock Plume, who had the lowest HP. Then, she used 2 skills on Wind of Condensation, teleported away, and teleported again to kill Flower in the mirror. Then, she used her ultimate skill, Whirling Whirlwind Blade, and swept it onto Azrael's head. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. Luo Fan was speaking so fast that he couldn't even hear what he was saying. Li Yan's flower petal of Datura and Jingyu's Wendy joined the team battle one after another. Li Yan killed PG's Lilith first. Almost at the same time, Jingyu killed BLC's Peacock Plume. Li Yan's flower petal of Datura went big. He killed Scarlet Fury. Jingyu killed Wind of Condensation, then killed Flower in the mirror and went big. Li Yan caught up to Sarier and killed him. Dark Cupid died, poisoned to death. Now, only Li Yan's flower petal of Datura and Jingyu's Wendy are left on the battlefield. The ground was littered with corpses, and flower petal of Datura and Wendy were left with low HP. System notifications kept popping up on the screen, announcing the intensity of the team battle. But it wasn't over yet. Jingyu's Wendy was the first to move over and attack flower petal of Datura. Li Yan immediately had flower petal of Datura dodge, but he was still hit by one of Wendy's skills, and his HP dropped to a critical level. However, he didn't retreat, and instead used Flower Strike. Jingyu quickly had Wendy dodge the attack with Blink, and at the same time, blink behind flower petal of Datura. Just a normal attack. Just one last attack, and flower petal of Datura's HP would be gone. However, Wendy's normal attack missed, because flower petal of Datura had also used Blink, appeared behind Wendy, and attacked her with a normal attack. Both of their HP had dropped to a critical level, and it all depended on who could deal the final blow. Jingyu had Wendy turn around and attack flower petal of Datura. Just as she was about to succeed, Li Yan used Blink, and flower petal of Datura ran over Wendy with a flying flower. System flower petal of Datura, Pentacle. System my Wendy has died. At that moment, Jingyu almost smashed his keyboard. What he didn't know was that on the other side of the arena, Li Yan smiled at the camera, revenge. Yo yo, aw. Li Yan's Pentacle. Fong Luo Fan, this team battle ended with Li Yan killing Jingyu. Ball C traded 4 for 5, and won the team battle. Fong Luo Fan excitedly explained, but his heart was bleeding. PG could only watch as Li Yan returned to the city. Qin Fei's hands left the keyboard, and he leaned back. After taking a deep breath, he raised his hand and patted Jingyu's shoulder. Don't worry about it, you're already very good. Yihong also comforted him softly. Little Jingyu, you're already very good at using Wendy. Really? Hanlang, yeah, we were caught off guard in this team battle. If it wasn't for you, it would have been a 0 for 5. Luo Yiming wanted to say something, but Yi Hong and Han Lang covered his mouth at the same time. Jingyu smiled helplessly. It's okay, we still have a chance. Let's win. Yi Hong, yes, let's win. Han Lang, fuck them up. Luo Yiming, who could finally speak, said, 6 stacks of poison, fuck. I'm so fucking aggrieved. Li Yan, I'm going to kill you. Unfortunately, PG didn't have a chance to take revenge. After Li Yan's flower petal of Datura recovered in the territory, he directly rushed into the dragon pit and single-handedly took down the magic dragon. By the time PG's team revived, the magic dragon army had already rushed over. Li Yan's flower petal of Datura led the entire team to follow behind the army. When the enemy entered the tower on time, BLC's entire team was wiped out. Even Jingyu's Wendy wasn't spared. In the end, BLC pushed down 2 towers in PG's mid lane and forced his way into PG's territory. He destroyed the territory and won the second game. When the 2 golden words, victory, appeared on the screen, the commentator and the audience were a bit emotional. Yo, what a pity for PG, Fong Luo fan, yeah, it was so close. If PG had won the previous round, PG might have already won 2-0 against Ball C. However, there are no ifs in esports. The result is 1-1. They still need to fight another game. Yu, I think PG's losing this round has a lot to do with Jingyu's magical beasts. Wendy is still pushing herself too hard as a professional player. Luckily, PG's went first again in the next round. Fong Luo fan, I wonder which demons will they ban this time. If there are still 6 junglers, Li Yan will have a hard time. On PG's side, Luo Yiming thought the same. We'll go first in the next game. Let's ban all the junglers. However, this time, Jingyu had a different idea. Forget it, let's ban all of them. Ha! Luo Yiming thought he heard wrong. Ban all of them. Ban all the junglers. Yi Hong didn't quite agree. Little Jingyu, have you lost your mind? It's not that. Jingyu replied calmly. I'm just thinking that if we ban all the junglers, it will make it seem like we're afraid of Li Yan. Han Lang, That seems to be the truth. But I'm not afraid now. Jingyu said, although his fighting style is hard to predict, after actually fighting him, I think I can handle it. Yi Hong shrugged. Why don't you just say that you want to fight him fair and square? Jingyu, he saw through me. Yi Hong, it's not a good idea to ban junglers all the time. There aren't many demons in LD right now, so we can force him to use other types of demons. What about in the future? Yi Hong, in the future, no one's card pool can be completely banned. If we want to win, we have to fight him fair and square. Qin Fei didn't listen to what Yi Hong said and directly asked Jingyu, what do you want to use? Jingyu, we won't ban junglers. Let's see what the other side bans. Even if they ban all junglers, I still have a lot of choices. I'll use whatever is available. Qin Fei, okay. What's the order? Jingyu, Heart of Ice, Moonshade Spider, Sword Burial, any one of these 3 is fine. Qin Fei, okay. But I'm guessing that the other side will ban Nine-Tailed Fox, Shadow Skimmer, and Moonshade Spider. It's fine if you take Sword Burial, but if you want to take Heart of Ice, you'll have to ban Sword Burial. Jingyu pondered for a while, imagining the feeling when he fought against Li Yan in the last round. His palms itched, and the blood in his body boiled uncontrollably. Then, he almost subconsciously said, I want to use Heart of Ice to fight against his Sword Burial. The others. Chapter 119. What the fuck? Yi Hong thought he had misheard. Little Jingyu, this is not the right way to fight. Luo Yiming seemed very excited. Jingyu, go. I respect you as a man. Han Lang also disagreed. Don't. Li Yan's sword burial is on the same level as Yezi's nine-tailed fox. It's a must ban. Jingyu, calm down. Qin Fei was silent for a moment before he spoke again. How confident are you? Jingyu was also silent for a moment before he calmly said, 50-50. Qin Fei said, all right, let's use it. Yi Hong, Luo Yiming, and Han Lang. Since the captain had agreed, the others naturally did not say anything. But, Yi Hong said, give us a reason. Qin Fei replied calmly, if Jingyu and Li Yan are on par, the winner will be decided by us. Do you think that we can't beat the rest of BLC except for Li Yan? Yi Hong said. I suddenly feel that it makes sense. Qin Fei said, in the first round, Jingyu's flower petal of Datura suppressed Li Yan's Kamal, so we won. In the second round, Jingyu's Wendy couldn't beat Li Yan's flower petal of Datura, so we lost. In the third round, if they are evenly matched, it will be our turn to shine. Luo Yiming said, oh. Han Lang said, I actually believed you. All right. Yi Hong smiled helplessly. One wanted to cause trouble, while the other wanted to spoil her. What could they do? He could only follow the pet. Thus, in the third round, PG gave 3 bans, Azrael, Heijiao, and Flower in the Mirror. The 3 demons that Ball C killed were similar to what Qin Fei had predicted, the nine-tailed fox, the moonshade spider, and the fleeting shadow. Then, it was PG's turn to pick the magical beasts first. Jingyu instantly locked onto the Heart of Ice. Yo, Heart of Ice. Fong Luofan, Heart of Ice. The 2 commentators exclaimed at the same time, unable to believe their eyes. Yo was the first to voice his doubts. PG went first. Why didn't they snatch the sword burial? Fong Luofan really wanted to reply, how am I supposed to know if you're asking me? Even he, the coach, couldn't predict the lineup of PG's bastards. Seeing that PG instantly locked onto the Heart of Ice, the entire Ball C team was stunned. It took them a while to come back to their senses and lock onto the sword burial and Wanmiliuhua. Luo Yiming was surprised. He had already locked onto the Dark Cupid. Then, Qin Fei snatched the other spot from Satan. To be honest, I'd like to see you guys use Wind of Condensation and Flower in the Mirror, Jingyu said to Luo Yiming and Han Lang. I'd like to see Yi Ming support triple kills. Han Lang, ahem, Jingyu, you've learned bad things. Jingyu, it's because you guys taught me well. Yi Hong didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Little Jingyu, it's okay for you to talk dirty, but don't hurt your teammates. While they were talking, Ball C locked onto the Quangu and Ariel. Seeing this lineup, Fong Luofan raised his eyebrows. Quangu, Ariel, Wanmiliuhua, they're all monsters with strong survivability. It looks like Ball C is going to defend this round. Jingyu obviously saw it as well. If that's the case, my target is clear, Nakano Tandem. Okay, Yi Hong gestured with his left hand and locked onto the Scarlet Fury with his right hand. In the end, the lineups of the 2 teams were PG, Satan, Scarlet Fury, Dark Cupid, Sarier, Heart of Ice Bal. C, Quangu, Peacock Plume, Wanmiliuhua, Ariel, Sword Burial. The opening was the same as the previous 2 rounds. Jingyu and Li Yan helped their respective archers get red. The difference was that after Jingyu helped Luo Yiming get red, he started killing monsters nearby. On the other hand, Li Yan's sword burial snuck into the PG jungle before both archers were in position. Li Yan is going wild. Fong Luofan was scared out of his wits. He's heading straight for Jingyu. Yo, he's going to fight head-on. On the big screen in the stadium, Sword Burial charged straight for Heart of Ice with his 40-meter-long sword. Where's Heart of Ice? As if he knew that Lu Zilong was coming, he crouched down in the nearby bushes after killing a monster. In fact, Jingyu wasn't sure if Li Yan would come. However, looking at his previous competition videos, there were situations where he went into the jungle at the beginning of the game when he used Sungjin. Especially since Jingyu had picked Heart of Ice. Everyone knew that Heart of Ice was extremely fragile. If it were Jingyu, he would also choose to go against the jungler at the beginning of the game if he had buried sword and his opponent was the assassin. Jingyu waited patiently for a while. When he didn't see Sword Burial, he thought that he was overthinking things. Just as he was about to come out and continue fighting, he saw a figure flash in front of him with a whoosh, giving him a fright. In order to find him, Li Yan's Sword Burial had even used his newly spawned displacement skill. What a ruthless person. However, since he had delivered himself to Lu Zilong, it saved him the trouble of looking for him. Jingyu's lips curled up. Heart of Ice released the newly spawned Snow Traction and connected it with Sword Burial, pulling him over. At this level, both of them only had 2 skills to use. Jingyu didn't have to worry about Sword Burial blocking his displacement skill. The battle was about to begin. On the screen, the commentator and the audience could only see the 2 demons entangling crazily in the jungle. They attacked, moved, and dodged. Regardless of whether it was Zhong Jian or Icy Heart, their health points were decreasing. Neither side had an absolute advantage. They were evenly matched in the truest sense of the word. However, Devil Lord was a 5v5 game. I'm holding him back. Yiming, come and kill him. Jingyu shouted. Almost at the same time, Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid used displacement skill to jump over the wall into the jungle. Then, just as Sword Burial refreshed and wanted to kill Heart of Ice in one go, Heart of Ice connected with Dark Cupid and pulled him over with a whoosh. At the same time, Dark Cupid rushed towards Sword Burial with a clear target. The 2 arrows he shot both hit their targets. System, Dark Cupid, 1 kill. System, enemy Sword Burial has died. Enemy, BLCN, Sword Burial my mouth is smeared with honey. Ally, PGGF, Heart of Ice hee again. Ha ha ha. Seeing the interaction between the 2 players in the chat, Yo couldn't help but laugh out loud. It's rare to see players type in public chat during official matches. Li Yan and Jingyu, these 2 players, are really interesting. Fong Luofan couldn't help but laugh as well. I think Li Yan wanted to fight Jingyu one-on-one at the beginning of the game, but Jingyu didn't fall for it. Jingyu has always prioritized the final outcome of a match. If I want to win, the one-on-one will wait until after the match. Yo, you imitated him very well. Fong Luofan, speaking of which, Li Yan has always been quite willful. I've heard the recordings of his first few matches. Once he gets high, he completely stops commanding and doesn't care about his teammates. Yo, yes, I'm going to have fun. You guys take care of yourselves. Ha ha ha. Li Yan really did have fun just now because he really wanted to fight Jingyu one-on-one. Ever since he entered the esports scene, he had never met a jungler who could suppress him to this extent. In the past, Ball C lost to Kid and Mai because his teammates weren't good enough. However, today, he lost to PG. Li Yan admitted that he had underestimated Jingyu. The #1 assassin in the Chinese server lived up to his name. After dying once, Sword Burial didn't go into the jungle again. Instead, he obediently farmed the monsters in his own jungle. The finances of the 2 teams increased at the same time. There was no way to increase the gap between them. At the 8th minute, Sword Burial ganked the middle lane. Heart of Ice connected with Yi Hong's Scarlet Fury. Scarlet Fury quickly retreated under the tower and dodged Sword Burial's attack. He used a crowd control skill, but it was successfully blocked by Sword Burial. Jingyu's Heart of Ice rushed over and tangled with Sword Burial for a while. Both of them retreated with low health. At the 10th minute, Heart of Ice ganked the middle lane. Just as he connected with the enemy's Peacock Plume and rushed over, Sword Burial moved out of nowhere and blocked him before he could use a skill. Jingyu slowed down. When Sword Burial's block disappeared, he used a skill and hit Sword Burial right in the middle. The enemy's Peacock Plume wanted to kill Heart of Ice, but it was controlled by Yi Hong's Scarlet Fury in time. Jingyu's Heart of Ice was blocked by Sword Burial and couldn't kill Peacock Plume. He could only continue to tangle with Sword Burial. In the end, both of them retreated with low health. Yo-Yo couldn't help but sigh. Li Yan's Sword Burial and Jingyu's Heart of Ice are really evenly matched. Fong Luofan, Heart of Ice has more options after being strengthened. He's no longer a vase that can be trampled on. However, to be able to use Heart of Ice to fight so well with Li Yan's Sword Burial, Jingyu is really quite good. To be honest, this result was completely out of his expectations as a coach. He thought that Jingyu's Heart of Ice would be destroyed by Li Yan's Sword Burial. Now, let's see how the team battle will turn out. Fong Luofan continued to explain. From the looks of it, Ball C's survivability is stronger. However, PGG has sorrier. The cooldown effect of his ultimate skill is very useful in team battles, so it's hard to say. Due to Jingyu and Li Yan's constant gank in PGG and Ball C's mid lane, the mages of both sides didn't develop well. In the end, Ball C's mid lane tower was first stolen by Heart of Ice. However, PGG's mid lane tower was quickly destroyed by Sword Burial. Both sides lost sight of the mid lane at almost the same time. If they wanted to fight the dragon, they had to team up. At the 15th minute, PGG was the first to crouch in the bushes near the dragon pit. Then, Yi Hong's Scarlet Fury threw a blood entanglement at Ball C's alley when he was passing by. The team battle was on the verge of breaking out. Qin Fei's Satan immediately went for a big kill, squeezing Abel's HP to the point that his health dropped. Then, he activated his Demon King aura and crushed him like a hot knife through butter. He took the kill without giving Abel a chance to recover his HP. System, Satan, 1 kill. System, enemy Ali has been killed. With the death of Ali, the healer, Ball C's players were hesitant. They couldn't advance or retreat. However, hesitation could be fatal at this time. In the blink of an eye, Qin Fei's Satan was in the middle of them. Yi Hong's Scarlet Fury also blinked over and activated his ultimate. Ball C threw caution to the wind. Everyone counterattacked. They used all the skills they shouldn't have. Then, Li Yan's Sword Burial rushed into the battle and used a displacement skill to take away Scarlet Fury's remaining health. System, Sword Burial, 1 kill. System, Scarlet Fury has been killed. After killing the enemy demon, the displacement skill respawned. As soon as it respawned, Li Yan used it again. He wanted to kill Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid. However, at this time, a cold light connected with Dark Cupid. Luo Yiming dodged Sword Burial's displacement skill with the acceleration buff from Snow's Traction. Then, Jingyu's Heart of Ice floated over with a whoosh. He closed in on Dark Cupid and threw an ice blade at Sword Burial. Li Yan reflexively used block. Then, he screamed in his mind. Sure enough, not long after he blocked the ice blade, Heart of Ice activated its ultimate. A blizzard engulfed him and froze him. Li Yan hurriedly used Dispel, but he was still a step too late. Dark Cupid was constantly attacking him. The archer's normal attack damage was no joke. Within minutes, he was left with only a sliver of health. Knowing that he was going to die, Li Yan made a final struggle. He flashed over the wall and rushed to the nearest monster. He wanted to use Retribution on the monster to raise his health bar. However, how could Jingyu give him this opportunity? He decisively used Heart of Ice to catch up and give him a normal attack. System, Heart of Ice, 1 kill. System, enemy sword burial has died. Jingyu, we won. As long as Li Yan's sword burial died, there was nothing to be afraid of. Luo Yiming, ha ha ha, we won. Dark Cupid directly flashed into Ball C's encirclement under the buff from Saryer's lock, health boost. System, Dark Cupid, 1 kill. System, enemy Peacock Plume has died. System, Dark Cupid, 2 kill. System, enemy Wanmi Liuhua has died. In the blink of an eye, only the top laner Quangu of Ball C was still alive. Quangu knew that he couldn't beat PG, so he decisively flashed over the wall and escaped. He was lucky to survive. However, PG didn't plan to chase after him. Jingyu, fight the dragon. Yiming, hurry up. Luo Yiming, I'm on it, I'm on it. After Qin Fei's Satan tanked the damage, Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid furiously attacked the magic dragon and took it down before Jingyu's Heart of Ice could return. System, Dark Cupid, conquer the magic dragon. System, the magic dragon army is about to attack. This time, they really won. Jingyu, let's go, brothers. Luo Yiming, oh. Yi Hong, let's win in one go. Han Lang, let's go. Qin Fei couldn't help but laugh. Let's go back to the city and recover first. Chapter 120. After returning to the city to recover, they followed the magic dragon army and attacked Ball C, taking down 2 of Ball C's towers. When Ball C revived, Yi Hong's Scarlet Fury revived as well. He returned to the PG army and used a big move on Ball C's territory, killing 2 players. The enemy team's sword burial healed Quangu and Li Yan. Quangu retreated to a fountain, while Li Yan attacked Heart of Ice. However, Jingyu ignored him. After dodging his attack, he snuck into Ball C's territory and then snuck out again. Sword burial couldn't kill him, so he could only clear the minions. During this process, Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid had been frantically attacking the territory, and the status bar of the Ball C territory quickly dropped. Yo, I'm so nervous. Is PG going to destroy Ball C's territory first, or is Li Yan going to clear the minions first? Fong Luo fan, I think PG is going to win. As soon as the 2 commentators finished speaking, the word victory appeared on the big screen in gold. Fong Luo fan was so excited that he almost flipped the table. PG won. PG defeated Ball C 2-1. Yo, let's congratulate PG for getting another point. Thank you to both teams for giving us such an exciting match. Some of the audience cheered, while others were depressed. Ball C wasn't as popular as Kid and Mai, but Li Yan had a lot of fans. From their point of view, Li Yan's loss in this round was entirely due to her teammates dragging her down. When these fans went home that night, they would turn on their computers and go online. So far, Li Yan's teammates had been the scapegoat for too many things. Almost every time Ball C lost a match, they would be chased and scolded by Li Yan's fans. They weren't as skilled as Kid. They weren't as skilled as archers. They weren't as skilled as SKR. They weren't as skilled as Rule. They weren't as skilled as archers. They weren't as skilled as SKR. However, they were pro players after all. They weren't at a disadvantage against PGs, which proved that their strength wasn't as bad as others said. But because Li Yan was stronger, the halo above her head was too dazzling, completely overshadowing their brilliance. Sometimes, I really envied PG's players. Everyone had their own unique playstyle. That way, even if their teammates were too strong, their own brilliance wouldn't be completely overshadowed. When the two teams left the competition room and returned to the stage downstairs, the difference in atmosphere was obvious. PG's players were chatting and laughing. On Ball C's side, everyone was depressed. Li Yan's teammates were even more helpless. "We're going to be scolded again. You're still not used to it." Li Yan sighed. "I'm sorry." His teammates quickly comforted him. "It's okay. It's not your fault." "Yeah, Yan, you were great. We didn't do our best. I made a mistake in the last battle. I deserve to be scolded." The host handed him the microphone. "Li Yan, what do you think of Jingyu?" Li Yan was still depressed. When he took the microphone, a confident smile appeared on his face. He wasn't stingy with his praise for Jingyu. "Jingyu is very good. He's the best jungler I've ever met." The host smiled triumphantly. "Does this mean that he's qualified to compete with you for the title of the best jungler?" Hearing this question, the audience went into an uproar. Someone directly scolded, "Fuck off, host. Are you trying to start a fight by asking this?" However, amidst the slightly noisy noise, Li Yan continued to smile and replied frankly, "The title of the #1 jungler was originally given to me by everyone. It can be considered an affirmation of my strength, but after all, I can't play so well with any jungler, so I feel ashamed to accept it. As for the title of Goldfish's #1 assassin, he really lives up to his reputation. His Devil's Snare Flower and Heart of Ice are both very powerful." After he said this, some of Li Yan's female fans burst into tears. "My husband/son is too warm." Jingyu was also stunned by Li Yan's words. He suddenly felt that he was a little petty for being so obsessed with a title before the competition. While he was still in a daze, the host handed him the microphone. "Jingyu, did you hear Li Yan's words? Do you think he's right?" Jingyu took the microphone in a daze. After a while, he found his voice. "Li Yan is very good. His playstyle is very unique. I can predict most people's movements, but I can't predict his." After a pause, he continued hesitantly. "The title, it's just a title. I believe that everyone has seen Li Yan's strength. You won't doubt that he's not worthy of the title of the best jungler in the country just because of one match." That doesn't sound petty, but why do I feel a little guilty?" Jingyu pursed his lips and hesitated for a moment. He couldn't help but add, "However, I don't think I'm inferior to Li Yan. I hope to have more opportunities to play against Li Yan and BLC in the future." Ha ha ha, what a courteous speech. When the host took the microphone, he couldn't help but laugh. He felt that Jingyu was really soft and honest. After praising each other, he declared war. He really wanted to pat his head. Unfortunately, as the host, he couldn't do something so inappropriate in front of so many people. He also didn't have the right to pat someone's head. When he took the microphone back, he saw Qin Fei naturally raise his hand and place it on Jingyu's head. The host was stunned. Before he could react, the MVP of the third match appeared on the big screen. It was Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid. In this round, Jingyu's Heart of Ice and Li Yan's Sword Burial were restraining each other. Both of them had their hands and feet tied, giving their teammates more space to perform. However, Luo Yiming didn't get the MVP because he dealt the most damage, took the most kills, or knocked down the most towers, although these were all facts. The most important thing was that he had escaped death more than once. He was the demon with the highest survival rate in this match. Most archers relied on their teammates to survive, but he relied on his own movement and positioning. This undoubtedly made the technical judges' eyes shine. Speaking of which, before Jingyu joined PG's MVP had always been Luo Yiming. However, it didn't mean that the MVP was the strongest in the team. Just in terms of awareness, Luo Yiming's awareness was definitely the worst in the team. It was mainly because his movements were gorgeous, which was more in line with the technical judges' criteria. Jingyu didn't have any complaints about this. Then, the current total points of the two teams popped up on the screen. PG originally had 2 points. After beating BLC, it gained 1 point. Total points, 3. BLC originally had 4 points. After losing to PG, it deducted 1 point. Total points, 3. It was a tie. It's a tie. The host's eyes widened in disbelief. This way, PG also has a chance to compete for the championship. Hearing this, the audience burst into loud cheers and applause. It was even louder than when PG beat BLC. Because it was too sudden, PG's entire team was stunned. In the commentary room, Fong Luo fan couldn't help but laugh. If he hadn't just received Xiao Yun's message, he wouldn't have known that PG's popularity had skyrocketed this season. It had already surpassed SKR. Won in rule, and was almost on par with JOK. No idea. It didn't matter. He directly looked at the latest popularity rankings. Number 1, Kidno. 2, Maino. 3, BL, CNO. 4, Jockno. 5, PGno. 6, SKR. 1 No, 7, Ain No. 8, Rula. For the audience, there was nothing more exciting than a team that they supported winning the championship. On the other hand, a team that had the potential to win the championship would have an easier time attracting fans and gaining popularity. The two complemented each other. After the match with BLC, PG's popularity would continue to soar. However, the rise would be accompanied by a fall. This season, Rule's popularity had fallen the most. Especially in yesterday's match, they had lost 1-2 to ANE. It had really shocked everyone. Whether it was in terms of points or popularity, this team was now at the bottom of the top 8. The fall of a god was lamentable, but it wasn't surprising. The strategy of dealing with all changes by remaining unchanged was obviously not suitable for esports. On the way back to the club, Hanlang calculated the current points of the 8 teams and exclaimed in surprise, "We're first." Yihong couldn't help but pour cold water on his excitement. "We're tied with BLC and Kid." He paused before adding, "There are still 3 teams that haven't played against us." Luo Yiming asked, "Which 3?" Jingyu replied, "Jock, Mai, and Ain." "Oh, Ain." Luo Yiming mocked Ain on a daily basis, but was interrupted by Yihong. "Keep your mocking to yourself, an arrogant army is bound to lose." Luo Yiming pursed his lips and had to change the topic. "Speaking of which, I'm hungry. Should we find a place to eat supper or something?" Jingyu was just about to reply when his phone vibrated. He instinctively took it out of his pocket and lit up the screen. He found that Yihong had added him to a QQ group called LD Pro Circle. Then, he was tagged by someone with the nickname "Wake Up Every Morning by My Own Handsomeness." Wake up every morning by my own handsomeness, it's Jingyu, not Salted Fish Solo. Jingyu hesitated for a moment before replying, "Who are you?" "Wake up every morning by my own handsomeness, fuck, I forgot to change my name." "Wait a moment. Ball C. Li Yen, I've changed it. Ball C. Li Yen, Jingyu, Solo." Chapter 121. Jingyu looked at the members of the group and saw that his teammates were all there. More importantly, Qin Fei was there too. Jingyu let out a sigh of relief and changed his name in the group. PG, Jingyu, I'm on the train. I'll solo when I get back. Ain Xiaofei, wow, so you accepted the challenge. Can you share your room number in the group when you solo? I want to watch. SKR. 1 sure, me too. SKR. 1 sure, I want to watch. Jingyu recognized them at a glance. They were Ain and SKR1's junglers. He could not help but laugh. PG, Jingyu, I'm fine with it. Ball, Si Liyan, I'm fine with it. Ain Xiaofei, then it's settled. Jock Xiaofei, oh, there's a group. Who created it? Ball, Si Liyan, me. Ball, Si Liyan, are you surprised? Jock's Captain XD immediately sent 2 fist saluting emojis. Jock Xiaofei, all the top 8 players are here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ball, Si Bonehead, actually, this is what happened. After today's match, Ra Yen wanted to solo against PG's Goldfish, but we didn't have his contact, so we asked a few other teams. As we asked, everyone discussed and decided to create a professional chat group. That way, it would be much more convenient to find someone to solo or to arrange for a training match. Then, Yen created this chat group and let the other teams invite each other to join. PG, Jingyu, == PG, Jingyu, Li Yen, how much do you want to solo with me? Ball, Si Li Yen, cough, you said you wanted to have more chances to play with me. Ain Xiaofei, ha ha ha, I'll watch your match. No wonder it's a match between the number 1 players in the country. It's so intense. Jock Xiaofei, love and hate. PG, Qin Fei, Xiaofei, you're finished for tomorrow's match. Jock Xiao. Jingyu was just about to reply when he suddenly saw Qin Fei's message. He froze for a moment and looked up. Sure enough, he saw Qin Fei poking at his phone. PG, Qin Fei, killing each other is real. Love doesn't exist. Ball, Si Liyan, that's right. I have a girlfriend. Jock smile, just kidding, look at how serious you guys are. Jock smile, wait, having a girlfriend is too much. Ain Xiaofei, that's too much. SKR. 1 sure, that's too much. Following that, a group of single dogs strongly condemned Li Yen, who was already in the game. Jingyu smiled helplessly. He thought that what happened next would have nothing to do with him. He didn't expect that just as he set the group to receive messages but don't remind, he would be tagged. Jock, smile, Jingyu, do you have a girlfriend? I asked for a friend. Jingyu looked conflicted, not knowing how to respond. Could he reply that he didn't have a girlfriend, but did he have a boyfriend? Qin Fei saw this message and his forehead twitched. He almost impulsively typed something like, Jingyu is mine. Considering that Jingyu wasn't ready to come out of the closet, he could only resist this impulse and reorganize his words to send. However, almost at the same time, Jingyu also replied. PG, Qin Fei, Xiao, he's not ready to have a girlfriend. You can shut up. PG, Jingyu, Xiao, sorry, I'm not planning to have a girlfriend. Jock, smile, oh. So why did you send it together and tag me twice? There was silence in the group. Not a single person replied to him. Qin Fei directly turned off his screen and couldn't be bothered to reply. Jingyu didn't dare to reply, afraid that he would accidentally expose something. As for the others, it seemed like they accidentally found out something. By the time PG and the others returned to the club, it was already very late. They washed up and went to bed. The next morning, when Jingyu woke up, he opened the QQ group called Professional Circle of LD, and found that the screen was filled with messages from Li Yan. Ball C. Li Yan, Jingyu, are you back at the club? Ball C. Li Yan, Jingyu, where are you? Ball C. Li Yan, Jingyu, where's the solo? Ball C. Li Yan, Jingyu, are you asleep? Ball C. Li Yan, Jingyu, you big liar. Jingyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Hey, it was already early in the morning last night, solo my ass. PG, Jingyu, BALC Li Yan, wait for me to get up and eat breakfast. After Jingyu sent this message, he was just about to go downstairs to buy breakfast when he received a reply from Li Yan. It was an instant reply, Ball C. Li Yan, I won't believe you again. You're a fucking pigeon. A few seconds later, Ball C. Li Yan, I'll get up right away, wait for me. PG, Jingyu, =_= thus, when PG and the others finished washing up and went downstairs, they saw Jingyu sitting alone in the practice room, using Heart of Ice to fight Li Yan's sword burial. They looked at the group and instantly understood everything. Ain Xiaofei, they're fighting? So early. Ain Xiaofei, I just woke up, how's the situation? Ain Lin Hai, Li Yan is leading 4-3. Ain Xiaofei, holy sh*t, they're really evenly matched. Ain Lin Hai, by the way, this is the third round. In the first round, both of them used Moonshade Spider, and Jingyu won. In the second round, both of them used Sword Burial, and Li Yan won. In this round, Jingyu used Heart of Ice, and Li Yan used Sword Burial. Looking at the direction of this round, Li Yan was probably going to win. Sure enough, a few minutes later, Li Yan's Sword Burial overpowered Jingyu's Heart of Ice, and followed up with the minions to destroy Jingyu's territory, winning the solo match 5-3. Then, Li Yan directly shared the results of the battle in the group. Ball C. Li Yan, awesome. PG, Jingyu, again. PG, Qin Fei, my ass, let's go to training. PG, Jingyu, oh. PG, Jingyu, Captain Li Yan asked me to train, I'll come again next time. After sending this, Jingyu tossed his phone aside and turned to look at Qin Fei, who was chewing on a bun as he sent a message. After seeing the reply, Qin Fei tossed his phone aside and sat down next to Jingyu, continuing to eat the bun in his hand. Jingyu wanted to say something, but hesitated. Then, he said tentatively, Good morning, Brother Fei. You're up so early today. Qin Fei looked at the time on the bottom right corner of his computer. It was almost 10 o'clock. After swallowing the food in his mouth, he couldn't help but laugh. You're really something. You forgot to wake me up in order to solo Li Yan. After saying this, he swallowed the remaining half of the bun, chewing and chewing. Jingyu looked at his puffy cheeks and couldn't help but want to laugh. He forced himself to hold it in and replied seriously, I didn't forget. Everyone went to bed late last night, and I was worried that you wouldn't get enough sleep, so I wanted you to sleep a little longer. Okay, Qin Fei believed him. After swallowing the bun, he took a sip of water and logged into the game. Without turning his head, he said, I don't object to you playing against Li Yan. He's pretty good, so playing against him will only benefit you. However, I want to have breakfast with you. Hearing this, Jingyu's face instantly turned red. He hurriedly looked at his teammates' reactions and saw that they were all wearing headphones, focused on ranking. In the entire training room, the only two people who weren't wearing headphones were him and Qin Fei. In addition, Qin Fei's words were spoken so naturally and quickly that if he wasn't the one talking to him, he wouldn't have been able to react to what he had just said. After Qin Fei said that sentence, he turned his head and looked at Jingyu. He smiled and added, every day. Jingyu coughed awkwardly. Alright, starting tomorrow, I'll wake you up. Qin Fei, okay. After Qin Fei replied with an okay, he stopped teasing Jingyu and put on his headphones to start training. Their match started at 5 in the evening, and their opponent was Jock. Jock's team was a Magic Burst team with XD as their core. Jock XD, also known as Jock Smiley in the League of Legends group, was currently the only mid laner other than Yi Hong who could make Nine-Tailed Fox into a bug. He was even once known as the #1 nine-tailed fox in the country. However, ever since his Nine-Tailed Fox pentakill carried Jock, no team dared to use Nine-Tailed Fox. This caused his title of the #1 nine-tailed fox in the country to become more and more distant. Gradually, it became a legend. This season, he didn't get Nine-Tailed Fox even once. However, if he could play Nine-Tailed Fox so well, the other mages would naturally be able to play it well. XD was also able to play Scarlet Fury well. In Jock's and Rule's first match, XD got Scarlet Fury. Jingyu even live-streamed the match and witnessed the tragedy of XD's Scarlet Fury pentakill wiping out Rule. Thinking about that scene that would definitely be edited, Jingyu couldn't help but turn his head to look at Yi Hong. He saw that he was staring at the game interface on the computer screen, seriously training. Jingyu remembered how excited and uneasy he was before his match with Li Yan. He wanted to defeat Li Yan and prove his strength, but he was also afraid of being beaten by Li Yan. He didn't know if Yi Hong was feeling the same as him. Now, his match with Li Yan was over, and Yi Hong and XD's match had just begun. However, Devil Lord was never a two-player game, it was a 5v5. Therefore, he would also work hard. Win together. With that thought, Jingyu looked away, looked at his screen, and clicked on the ranking. At 5 p.m., all the PG members came to the competition venue for the 5th time, and they were all a little emotional. Han Lang, every time we come, we'll have one less chance. Yi Hong, what are you talking about? Maybe next season's competition will be held here. Luo Yiming was angry. Kid beat SKR 1-2-0, he has 5 points. Jingyu, it's okay, we'll beat Jock 2-0 too. Luo Yiming, that makes sense. Yi Hong, hahaha, little Jingyu always says things that are asking for a beating with a calm face, it's inexplicably interesting. He's not wrong. Qin Fei lazily said, from this match onwards, we can't be left behind by Kid by even 1 point. The championship was never something that could be won by just talking about it. If they wanted to win the championship, they had to show the momentum and strength of a champion team. That's right. Yi Hong smiled. Win. Whether it's Jock or Mai, let's win in one go. Luo Yiming, 2-0, we can do it. Chapter 122. After the host finished his usual opening remarks, he invited PG and JOK's members to the second floor of the arena. PG's 5 players sat down in the arena and familiarly adjusted the equipment while chatting about other things. Yi Hong, hey, Yiming, aren't you usually quite talkative? How come I've never seen you talk in the group? The group Yi Hong was referring to was Li Yan's new QQ group called Professional League of LD. It was true that Luo Yiming had never spoken in that group. The reason was simple, kids people are there too. That's true. Yi Hong shrugged. Speaking of which, kids people haven't spoken in the group either. Luo Yiming snorted. They're guilty. Yi Hong didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It seemed that Luo Yiming's grudge with Kid would never be resolved in this lifetime. Even though Luo Yiming said that he hated Kid because Kid wouldn't let him play, Yi Hong was sure that there was another reason. After all, Luo Yiming was a very simple person and didn't hold grudges. If he didn't let him play, he wouldn't hate Kid to this extent. As for PG's coach, Fang Luo Fan, he was really hurt by Kid. Anyone who was at the lowest point of their life and was heartlessly abandoned by the teammate they cared about the most would hold a grudge. This season, Kid was determined to win the championship. So was PG. If both teams could advance to the finals, then they would have a chance to play each other again. When that time came, they would definitely defeat Kid and avenge their coach and teammates. With that thought, Yi-hong took a deep breath. He put on his headphones and focused all his attention on the screen. Aban, hello everyone, I'm commentator Aban. Tangua, I'm commentator Tangua. Aban, wow, I'm so happy to be able to commentate on PGs again. Tangua, everyone who follows the league now knows that Aban is Jingyu's little fanboy. Aban, yesterday's match between PG and Ball C was amazing. The junglers of the two teams are amazing. Watching them fight is a feast for the eyes. That's true. My blood is boiling just from watching the amazing video clip released last night. Tangua said. When she saw that PG and Jock had decided on their sides, she quickly returned to her commentary. Okay, we can see that PG has the upper hand this round. Aban, PG's luck is getting better. Tangua, yeah, I feel like PG has been getting the upper hand in the past few days. Aban, PG's points and popularity have been steadily increasing. I'm starting to think more and more highly of this team. Tangua, however, their opponent today, Jock, is not to be underestimated. Especially Jock's XD. His match with Rule was a true pentakill. As the two of them spoke, PG chose Azrael as the first ban. They banned Azrael. Aban was a little surprised. Against Jock's Magic Burst team, their first ban wasn't a sorcerer. Tangua, instead, Jock's first ban was Nine-Tailed Fox. Aban, this is the first time Jock has banned Nine-Tailed Fox this season. This confirms Yezi's ability. Tangua, XD and Yezi's Nine-Tailed Fox are both very good. I'm curious to see which of them is better. Aban, yes, both of their Nine-Tailed Fox are very good, but they have completely different styles. XD's Nine-Tailed Fox is more dirty, while Yezi's Nine-Tailed Fox is more unexpected. As they spoke, PG chose the second ban, Heijiao. Tangua, PG finally banned a sorcerer. However, in the past matches, PG banned Heijiao more often. Aban, yes, you banned a Nine-Tailed Fox, and I'll give you a Heijiao in return. PG's team has always been like this. However, he didn't know if it was just his imagination, but he felt that PG had chosen the ban too decisively. It was as if they were back in the preliminaries. Back then, PG had always chosen the top, middle, and bottom lane. Even though they didn't know their opponent's ability, it still gave people the feeling that they didn't care about their opponent at all. As expected, after Jock banned Plunder's Shadow, PG chose the third ban, Kamal. Aban raised his eyebrows. He had a hunch that something was going to happen. Tangua didn't think that there was a problem. PG didn't deliberately target Jock's sorcerer this round. Instead, he chose to ban the top, middle, and bottom lanes. Now it's time to see who Jock's last ban will be. Yi-hong, blind guessing Heart of Ice. Tangua, he banned Heart of Ice. Jock gave 2 bans to PG's jungler in a row. Jingyu raised his eyebrows. He wasn't very surprised. So far, his Plunder's Shadow had a 100% win rate in the tournament. And his Heart of Ice had defeated Li Yan's Sword Burial in the last match against Ball C. These 2 fiendish demons might not be released in the future. However, in this round, his Moonshade Spider wasn't banned. Jingyu, it's decided. I'll take Moonshade Spider this round. Yi-hong, Do you think they'll burn their boats and steal soul and flower in the mirror at the same time? Hanlang, we've participated in so many matches, but I've never used flower in the mirror. As long as their coach isn't an idiot, they won't steal flower in the mirror, right? Qin Fei, okay, then Yiming will be the support this round. Use flower in the mirror. After a pause, he added seriously, we'll rely on you to carry us. Luo Yiming raised his hand and stroked his blonde hair. TSK, PG can't do without me. Hanlang stifled a laugh. Good luck. Yi Hong stifled a laugh. Good luck, Yiming. Carry us. That's it. The plan works. Jingyu said. He took a deep breath and locked onto Moonshade Spider. Sure enough, when Jacques saw Moonshade Spider, he quivered and locked onto Soul. Then, he hesitated for a moment in another position and locked onto Sword Burial. Are you afraid that I'll steal it? Qin Fei raised his eyebrows with interest. Jingyu smiled. After all, you're very good at Sword Burial. After a pause, he said to the other teammates, lock onto Wind of Condensation and Flower in the mirror. Thus, PG locked onto Wind of Condensation and Flower in the mirror. Jacques wasn't the only one who was stunned when he saw the two magical creatures. The commentators and the audience were also stunned. After a short silence, Tang Guo was the first to find her voice. She said in disbelief, flower in the mirror. I've never seen PG's 3H wield flower in the mirror before. Aw, Fei. Actually, I did win it last season, but I wasn't that good at 3H's catoptric deflection. I couldn't crowd control anyone, and I always blinked right in front of the enemy archers, delivering kills to them. This, Tang Guo coughed. After all, it was last season. Maybe this season, 3H deliberately practiced it to match Jingyu's Moonshade Spider. Maybe. Although a band said that, he didn't think that way at all. He didn't know why, but when he saw PG's band position, he had a feeling that PG was going to cause trouble. Okay, JOK's bottom lane is Centaur and Mermaid. Let's see what PG's last two positions will be. As soon as a band finished speaking, Qin Fei locked onto Lilith. JOK, are we going to settle old and new grudges together? Yi Hong locked onto Scarlet Fury. Old grudges, we were defeated last season. New grudges, we agreed to a mock competition, but they actually used the second team to fight against us. Who are they looking down on? Qin Fei, old grudges are correct, new grudges are wrong. Ha! Yi Hong didn't remember them having any new grudges with JOK. Qin Fei sneered. XD is finished. If I don't kill him 5 times this round, I'll write my name backwards. One moment, he said that Jingyu and Li Yan were in a love-hate relationship. The next moment, he asked Jingyu if he had a girlfriend. This person was really annoying. If it wasn't for the fact that he couldn't crawl through the internet cable, Qin Fei would have fed XD's head to the fish tank. Jingyu obviously thought of the chat history in the group. His fingers tapped twice on the keyboard. Silencing a witness. That sounds pretty cool. He joined in as well. However, the other PG's focus was completely off. Yi Hong, you're writing the word faith backwards. Can't you be more sincere? Luo Yiming, no, I think Brother Fei means to change the order of the words in his name. Not Qin. Hanlang, we have the birds. Where are the beasts? Yi Hong said, he's a beast in the game, okay? He's all the beasts in the game. Luo Yiming, that makes sense. Qin Fei. Fuck you guys. Hearing this, Jingyu couldn't help but laugh out loud. PG's team was really too interesting. Tang Guo, JOK locked Quangu in the last position. This way, both sides' lineups are out. Aban, neither side's lineups are special for this round. However, 3H's Flower in the Mirror and XD's Soul are both out for the first time this season. I don't know how they'll play out. Tangua, now, both sides will start to exchange demons and adjust their sprites. Most of the players have been adjusted. Only 1 and 3H haven't changed. 10 seconds countdown, Tangua, huh? The two of them haven't changed yet. The countdown is about to end, 5 seconds countdown, Tangua, the two of them still haven't changed. Is it because they're stuck? 1 second countdown, Tangua, when the countdown ended and the demons of both sides entered the battlefield, the big screen cut to PG's arena and gave Luo Yiming and Han Lang a close-up of their faces. Not only were they not panicking, they were even talking and laughing. Only then did Sweets realize what was going on. Her eyes widened in disbelief. Wait, there's only one support in this round. Aban couldn't help but laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha. As expected of the PG, I know. Focus on causing trouble. Chapter 123. Luo Yiming support. This was the first time most people could remember seeing it. After all, after he joined PG, he had only played support once in an official match, and he had scored more kills than a marksman. That match was last season's group stage, and all 4 groups played at the same time. The commentator picked the matches of the top 8 teams to commentate on, so Luo Yiming's support match wasn't seen by the audience at all. Basically, only the players themselves and their opponents knew about it. It was no wonder that the commentator and audience were so surprised to see Luo Yiming support in PG and JOK's match. Jinyu had never seen Luo Yiming support before. Although he was looking forward to it, he couldn't help but be a little worried. You haven't used Flower in the Mirror in a long time, right? Not really. Luo Yiming seemed a little excited. Although he liked to play the center position, and liked the feeling of controlling the outcome of a match in his own hands, it actually felt good to play support once in a while. More importantly, PG needed him to get Flower in the Mirror, which made him feel very important. I knew this would happen, so old Han and I rehearsed beforehand. Jingyu raised his eyebrows. Before he could respond, Han Lang added, we really put in a lot of effort to coordinate with your Moonshade Spider. I've cultivated the elemental spirit and Yiming has cultivated the mirror's flower, Water Moon. This way, no matter what the other party bans or steals, as long as you can get the Moonshadow Spider, we will have a way to cooperate with you. After hearing this, Jingyu was a little moved for a moment. But in the next moment, he couldn't help but complain, actually, you guys are just tired of playing in your own positions, and want to switch positions, right? Han Lang, you even found out. Luo Yiming, to be honest, I've wanted to get a pentakill with Flower in the Mirror for a long time. I'll play support, and old Han, you'll support me. Han Lang, okay. Jingyu == Team PG was truly hopeless. As soon as they entered the battlefield, the camera was focused on Luo Yiming's Flower in the Mirror, as if to confirm something. Is PG really planning to let one support him? Tang Guo was still in disbelief. Isn't this a little too much? Aban held back his urge to laugh. I haven't seen one's Flower in the Mirror, but 3H's Wind of Condensation has appeared in this season. He plays a little dirty and doesn't seem like a PG. However, his performance in the later stages was more stable than that of one. Tangua, yes, 3H's performance has always been very stable. I can see that he's a calmer person in real life. No matter how chaotic the situation is, he's very clear about what he needs to do. He hasn't made any big mistakes. Aban, that's right. This player doesn't seem to have a strong presence, but he actually laid the foundation for PG's final victory several times. He's PG's only archer in this match. I'm looking forward to his performance. As soon as he finished speaking, the red in PG's bottom lane was given to Luo Yiming's flower in the mirror. Aban, Tangua, the commentators and the audience were silent for a second. Then, as the audience whispered, Tangua hesitantly said, "Did PG make a mistake? Why did he give the red to the support?" Aban frowned. "This kind of mistake shouldn't be made. It's very fatal. It's very likely that PG's archer won't have a good early game economy." Then, the two commentators saw Wind of Condensation return to the bottom lane to clear the army. However, in the end, Flower in the Mirror finished it off. Aban, Tangua. At that moment, the live stream chat was full of, ha ha ha. Some were laughing at PG for causing trouble, while others were laughing at the commentators' reactions. Let me tell a joke. Flower in the Mirror's archer, Wind of Condensation support. Commentator: who am I? Where am I? Whose match am I commentating on? Ha ha ha. I'm a fan of some godly team. I'm guessing Flower in the Mirror's AD equipment. Finally, as if he had just woken up from a dream, Aban asked someone to click on Luo Yiming's Flower in the Mirror's equipment. The first equipment he dropped was a small vampiric dagger. Then, he looked at Wind of Condensation's equipment. It was a money box for transferring economy. Flower in the Mirror's AD equipment. Aban was so shocked that he was tongue-tied. Wind of Condensation support. Tangguo couldn't believe her eyes. Is PG serious? Why didn't he let one be the archer? This time, Aban finally understood. It should be because of the Moonshade Spider. Soul was snatched by Jock, so PG could only use Flower in the Mirror to coordinate with Moonshade Spider. However, there's something wrong with Flower in the Mirror for 3H. Tangua, then why didn't one use Flower in the Mirror to support 3H's Wind of Condensation? No matter how I think about it, that would be more advantageous. As soon as Tangua finished speaking, Luo Yiming's Flower in the Mirror flashed and cast a crowd control spell. It just happened to control Jock's troops and Mermaid. Then, Wind of Condensation immediately moved and followed up with Flower in the Mirror to deal damage. System: Flower in the Mirror, 1 kill. System: the enemy troops have been killed. Mermaid immediately activated her shield after the crowd control was released. However, she was still a step too late and could only protect herself. He decisively flashed towards the second tower and pressed the return button. Luo Yiming had Flower in the Mirror turn around and continue to deal damage. As he did so, he puffed up his cheeks and said, "I won't be happy if I don't get a double kill." Jingyu was convinced. You used a support to get a first kill. What else do you want? Yi Hong, of course I want to fly into the sky and stand shoulder to shoulder with the sun. Han Lang, how can 1 kill be enough? I already said that we're going to win this game in 1 hit. Luo Yiming, that's right. We should at least get a triple kill, right? When Flower in the Mirror was dealing damage, the enemy's sword burial went to the bottom lane and was forcefully chased away by Jingyu's Moonshade Spider. There was no chance of a comeback in this 0-4-1 trade. Tangguo felt her face burning. PG is really amazing, huh? Aban couldn't help but laugh out loud. Ha ha ha, PG should change its name to Nothing Impossible. Nothing is impossible. However, it seemed that Flower in the Mirror had taken down the first kill. Looking at the death details of the centaur, it could be seen that most of the damage had been dealt by Wind of Condensation. Flower in the Mirror had just happened to deal the last hit. However, PG insisted on giving Flower in the Mirror the early stage of the game, so that she could develop first. The audience didn't understand. The commentator didn't understand either. Only PG knew the meaning of this. In fact, The focus of this game wasn't wind of condensation or flower in the mirror, but Jingyu's moonshade spider. Now, using the moonshade spider as a jungler was inseparable from the support of a control-type demon. In this game, Luo Yiming was indeed a support, but he only needed to support the moonshade spider. However, as for Luo Yiming's support, Jingyu didn't count on it. For a teammate like Luo Yiming, he couldn't command him. He could only guide and cooperate with him. In the past, Jingyu couldn't do that. At one point, he blamed Luo Yiming for not listening to his commands. But now, he felt that Luo Yiming was probably the most cooperative teammate in PG's team. Because his thoughts were always so simple, they were completely within Jingyu's expectations. 5 minutes later, Jingyu's moonshade spider reached level 6. All of its skills were unlocked. He directly crouched down in the bushes on the bottom lane. Then, he saw Luo Yiming's flower in the mirror charge out and successfully control the centaur and mermaid. He also instantly charged out, slipped under the tower, and performed a complete combo on the two. This combo was imitated by more and more people, but when Jingyu used it, it actually had a different feeling. His combo was smooth, fast, and had an indescribable comfort. It was perfect for curing obsessive-compulsive disorder. Along with this comfortable feeling, system notifications flashed across the screen one after another. System Moonshade Spider, 1 kill. System Enemy Centaur has been killed. System Moonshade Spider, double kill. System Enemy Mermaid has been killed. After killing the mermaid, the displacement skill refreshed. Jingyu had the Moonshade Spider move out of the tower, and then immediately used Blink. The moment he used Blink, Jock's sword burial moved out of the bushes. The position it appeared at was where the Moonshade Spider had been. If Jingyu's Moonshade Spider hadn't used Blink, sword burial might have already finished it off. Now that Jingyu had successfully escaped, Luo Yiming's flower in the mirror didn't hesitate to use a big move to control sword burial. The tables had turned. Jingyu didn't even look back. He very leisurely slipped back to his own territory to recover. He had just jumped over the tower to kill 2 people, and had taken 2 tower damage. He only had a sliver of health left. As for sword burial, someone else would take care of it. System Flower in the mirror, 1 kill. System Enemy Centaur sword burial has been killed. PG 0 for 3. Aban couldn't help but cry out in surprise. One's flower in the mirror directly blinked over after controlling the centaur and dealt damage right to his face. As expected of one. Even with flower in the mirror, he's still able to fight so fiercely. After flower in the mirror controlled sword burial, the 3H wind of condensation immediately moved over. As expected of partners. Even after swapping positions, their coordination is still so good. Tanguo was truly amazed by the two's maneuvering. Speaking of which, wind of condensation and flower in the mirror, this duo's bottom lane, used to be the strongest in the game. Actually, I think one's flower in the mirror is very interesting. Aban suddenly said. Because he's an AD equipment, he also has a normal attack damage. He's both a support and an archer. After controlling someone, he immediately attacks. He won't miss an opportunity. Tanguo, hahaha, I'll support myself. Aban, also, Jingyu's combo. No matter how many times I see it, I still think it's very powerful. Tanguo, I agree. It's very pleasing to watch. How should I put it? It feels like, the moment he uses his first skill, 2 kills are already in his account. Aban, I know how you feel. It's very comforting. Jingyu's combo is either not used, or it's definitely a kill if he uses it. In this match between PG and Jock, everyone originally wanted to see how Yezi's PG would struggle against Jock's XD. Or rather, they wanted to see which of these two players with completely different styles was stronger. However, the moment Luo Yiming entered the battlefield with Flower in the mirror, both the commentators and the audience were focused on the wrong thing. Most of the time, the perspective on the big screen was focused on the bottom lane. Jingyu's Moonshade Spider was constantly ganked the bottom lane and directly destroyed Jock's bottom lane. It couldn't be more comfortable to hold a tower in the bottom lane. The two commentators fancifully analyzed PG's strategy of letting the archer use catoptric deflection. The audience listened with great interest. Everyone subconsciously paid attention to the situation at the bottom lane. As a result, the next two system messages appeared very suddenly, shocking everyone. System Lilith, 1 kill. System the enemy's soul has been killed. Ha! Tanghua thought she saw wrong. PG's top lane killed Jock's mid lane. What was going on? Aban then realized that they were too focused on the bottom lane and ignored the situation in the other lanes. He quickly said, "Please replay XD's perspective. We need to know what happened in the middle lane just now." Chapter 124. On the big screen, the situation in the middle lane was replayed from Jock XD's perspective. After Jock XD's soul successfully controlled Yihong's Scarlet Fury, before he could attack, Lilith directly flew over with a big move and drained 1/3 of his health. Jock XD's first reaction was to flash into the tower. His soul was fragile and couldn't withstand a gank. However, Qin Fei's Lilith activated lifesteal and sped into the tower with no intention of letting him go. Following that, Scarlet Fury also flashed into the tower and used Blood Entanglement on Jock XD. It hit him accurately. Jock XD's soul was unable to move under the tower. He could only watch as Scarlet Fury's combo came crashing down and reduced his health to a sliver. Then, Lilith finished him off with a skill. System, Lilith, 1 kill. System, my soul has been killed. Seeing this, Aban still felt a little strange. Where's Jock's top laner? The big screen switched to Kwanggu's perspective again. After 5 minutes of the match, Kwanggu's health was already less than half due to Lilith. After Kwanggu refreshed his big move, he knew that Qin Fei's Lilith must have gotten a big move too. In order to prevent himself from being killed by Lilith, he decisively used his big move and fled to the second tower. Who would have thought that Qin Fei didn't even look at him and directly rushed to the middle lane? Actually, when he saw Qin Fei's Lilith rushing to the middle lane, Kwanggu had already sent a signal to his captain XD. At that time, XD had just controlled Scarlet Fury and thought that he could take the opportunity to deal some damage. He didn't expect Lilith to arrive so quickly. It was as if she had already targeted him. This thought flashed through his mind and XD shuddered. However, in the end, he still attributed his death to Lilith. "Sorry, I underestimated you." His teammates comforted him, it's okay. Be careful next time. Team PG is too good at seizing opportunities. We have to play dirty. In the past, one Qin Fei was troublesome enough. Now, there's Jingyu. Yeah, because I was too concerned about Jingyu, I forgot about Qin Fei. XD pursed his lips and felt a little uneasy. However, he still pretended to be calm and said, "Be careful, top laner. Send me a signal before you retreat. Just defend the bottom lane." Jock's archer was on the verge of tears. "We can't hold on any longer." After Jock's first tower was destroyed, Luo Yiming's flower in the mirror directly led the minions to the second tower. Jingyu's Moonshade Spider rushed to the middle lane after healing, helping Qin Fei and Yihong to destroy the first tower in the middle lane. Then, the three of them lined up to lead the minions in the top lane. The match has just begun and the situation is completely one-sided. Aban couldn't help but sigh. Actually, I don't think Jock's lineup for this round is very wise. Their DPS core is XD, but XD took Soul this round. Although Soul has been strengthened, his DPS is still not as good as a sorcerer. I think so too. Tangwa agreed. It's mainly because Jock didn't expect PG to take Flower in the Mirror. However, even if XD didn't take Soul, he might still be suppressed by PG if he took a sorcerer. Sorcerers are the most commonly killed by PGs. That's true. Whether it was Qin Fei last season or Jingyu this season, both of them like to coordinate with each other. Li Yen of Bala C also liked to gank sorcerers the most. After all, sorcerers were squishy and relied on their skills to deal damage. Once their skills were used up, they would be a real vase and could only be passively attacked. It was best to gank them. After depriving Jock of his vision in the middle lane, Jingyu's Moonshade Spider would walk around the magic dragon from time to time. Then, it would go to the jungle and walk around the magic dragon after it was done. They're raising a dragon. A band smiled. Jock's middle tower dropped too quickly in this round. If PG went to steal the dragon now, the magic dragon's army wouldn't be able to deal enough damage. So, they're planning to fatten it up before they fight. Is this the first time they've done this? Tangwa said uncertainly. PG has always tried to steal the magic dragon as soon as possible. This is the first time they've fattened it up like this. Yes. Aban replied. Then, he suddenly thought of something and raised his eyebrows. Now that you mention it, I suddenly feel that PG might have other reasons for doing this. As soon as he finished speaking, he saw Qin Fei's Lilith and Jingyu's Moonshade Spider, one on the left and one on the right, crouching in the bushes near the enemy's second tower in the middle lane. At this time, Luo Yiming's Flower in the Mirror was leading the bottom lane. Han Leng's Wind of Condensation was farming in the bottom lane. Yi Hong's Scarlet Fury went to the top lane. In this situation where the enemy could group up at any time, only PG would dare to spread out. Especially Flower in the Mirror, who was leading by himself. Did he really think that he was an archer? Luo Yiming's reaction was, I am an archer. What's wrong with that? PG led the minions from the top, middle, and bottom lanes over. Jock's members were originally gathered together to prepare for a group battle. When they realized that there were minions coming from all three lanes, they had no choice but to split up and clear them. XD realized that there might be someone waiting for him in the middle lane. When he reached the bottom of the tower, he cautiously used his weapon to scout the bushes nearby. Sword Burial also rushed over. He was the first to rush out of the tower to clear the minions. The casters and audience had a bird's eye view. In their eyes, the four of them were practically standing in front of each other. Lilith is about to be discovered. Tangwa had just shouted this when Qin Fei's Lilith appeared behind Soul with a big move. Almost at the same time, Jingyu's Moonshade Spider moved in front of Soul and released a spider web. The two of them surrounded Soul one after the other. After controlling him, they attacked him and stunned him. System, Lilith, 1 kill. System, the enemy's Soul has been killed. Qin Fei's Lilith took 2 hits from the tower and only had a sliver of health left. After killing Soul, he immediately flashed out of the tower. Almost at the same time, Sword Burial caught up to him and wanted to kill him. However, he was stopped by Jingyu's Moonshade Spider. Lilith only had a sliver of health left while Sword Burial still had half of his health left. He didn't care about the healthy Moonshade Spider. He only wanted to kill Lilith. However, at this moment, Qin Fei had Lilith use lifesteal. He moved to dodge Sword Burial's enhanced attack and used Sword Burial's health to attack him. Just like that, the casters and audience watched as Sword Burial's health dropped lower and lower. Lilith's health fluctuated and she was on the verge of death a few times. Finally, System, Lilith, double kill. System, the enemy sword burial has been killed. Qin Fei's counterattack with a sliver of health left. Sweets cried out excitedly, that's amazing. After killing Soul with the tower, he counterattacked with a sliver of health left to kill sword burial. Jingyu's Moonshade Spider cooperated very well. Whether it was the timing to rush into the tower or the timing to stop sword burial, they were all very accurate. A slight mistake could have led to Lilith's death. On PG's side, his teammates were also amazed. Yi Hong, you two are amazing. Luo Yiming, wow, why didn't you bring me along when you were killing people? Han Lang, you two are the best. Jingyu smiled and then complained in a low voice, you didn't even give me a kill. Qin Fei couldn't help but laugh. When he heard Jingyu's words, if it weren't for the fact that they were still in the game, he would have patted his head to comfort him. But now, he could only comfort him verbally. It's okay, I'll let you have the kill next time. This time, you used all your skills when you killed Soul, so you didn't have the strength to kill sword burial. As for Soul, I have a reason to kill him. He didn't expect Qin Fei to say it so straightforwardly. Jingyu said seriously, if you want to talk about a reason to kill him, I have a reason too. Oh. Qin Fei raised his eyebrows. What's yours? He didn't remember Jock offending Jingyu in any way. Jingyu was taken aback by his question. What else could it be? Of course, it was silencing him. Jock had almost exposed their relationship, which was why he got into trouble. Wasn't it? He realized that Qin Fei's reason might be different from what he thought, so he couldn't help but ask him while fighting the jungle, tell me yours first. Qin Fei shrugged. I swore before that if I don't kill him 5 times, I'll write my name backwards. So, I have to kill him 5 times. Huh? There didn't seem to be a problem. No. Jingyu almost got sidetracked by Qin Fei, but fortunately, his IQ was still somewhat online. This is also based on the premise that you want to kill him, right? What I'm asking is, why do you want to kill him? Are you sure you want me to say it? Qin Fei joked. In front of the recording device. No need. Jingyu was instantly terrified. It seemed that no matter what the reason was, it had something to do with him. Just like that, PG held Dragon back and let Qin Fei kill XD 5 times, not giving Yi Hong, the mid laner, a chance to perform at all. When Qin Fei successfully killed XD for the 5th time, PG's teammates all sighed. Yi Hong, to be honest, I kind of want to see Brother Fei slap himself in the face. Han Lang agreed. I'm not interested in Brother Fei writing his name backwards, I just want to see him slap himself in the face. Luo Yiming, yeah, I think it'll be very interesting. Qin Fei's face instantly darkened. Are you guys tired of living? He felt that ever since Jingyu came, his teammates had been treating him less and less as a brother. Indeed, in the past, Yi Hong and the others didn't dare to tease Qin Fei. However, ever since Jingyu came, they saw a lot of different things in Qin Fei, even his temperament had changed. In the past, Qin Fei was a beast of few words. Out of 10 sentences that he spoke, 9 of them were roars, as if he wouldn't speak if he didn't roar. But now, he could communicate with them in a normal voice, especially when facing Jingyu. He was so gentle that it was like he was a different person from before. Jingyu had never seen Qin Fei fight, but Yi Hong and the others had. Last season, when one of their teammates was kicked out of the team by Qin Fei, he fought with Qin Fei because he refused to accept it. After a few rounds, he was thrown out of the window by Qin Fei. Later, that teammate brought a group of bad friends to find trouble with PG. Qin Fei blocked them outside the club, didn't hold anything in his hands, and fought with a group of people who had sticks in their hands. He defeated 10 of them by himself. When he fought, he was even fiercer than when he was in the game. He didn't know how to control his strength. He was ruthless to others, and even more ruthless to himself. When others slashed at him with knives, he actually caught them with his bare hands, and then kicked them to the ground. Everyone in the club was scared witless, worried about his hands. For an esports player, hands were undoubtedly a very important part of the body, but Qin Fei didn't care about it at all when he fought. Of course, that group of people was beaten away by Qin Fei in the end, and never appeared in front of PG Club again. But Qin Fei also came back with a body full of injuries. Dripping blood all the way, he yawned and went into the bathroom as if nothing had happened. From then on, no one in PG Club was unconvinced by Qin Fei. No matter their age, whether older or younger than him, they all called him Brother Fei when they saw him. Take Yi Hong and Han Leng for example. They were a year older than Qin Fei, but they still called him Brother Fei. But at that time, they were in awe of Qin Fei, but now, they really regarded him as their brother. Yi Hong, I feel like this game has nothing to do with me. It's all up to Brother Fei to carry us. Han Leng, ha ha ha, your Brother Fei is still your Brother Fei. On the side, after Luo Yiming killed a group of people with flour in the mirror, he puffed up his face. The damage was so low, and he didn't feel good about killing them. What happened to being the one to carry them? At this moment, Jing Yu's Moonshade Spider rushed into the dragon pit. Gather in the middle lane, it's time to fight the dragon. Qin Fei sneered. It's fat enough, it's time to kill it. Chapter 125. In the match between PG and JOK, XD couldn't have been more uncomfortable. The mid laner's position was at the center of the map and was very conspicuous. However, the players who played mid laner had to make themselves less conspicuous. When everyone was in a group, they had to sneak over to throw a big hit and then sneak away. This was the basic playstyle of a mid laner. In this aspect, XD had done very well in the past matches. He played very wretchedly. Even if he couldn't hit the enemy, he would never let the enemy hit him. He made his presence as low as possible and then he would come out at the crucial moment and use his explosive damage to kill the enemy in one move. Therefore, it was always fun to watch XD play. He either didn't take any kills or took them consecutively. It wasn't surprising for him to kill 4 or 5 times. However, in the match with PG, in order to prevent Jingyu from using Moonshade Spider to control the wave of attacks, he stole soul and sacrificed his spell damage to become a team control. This wasn't a big problem. As long as he could control people, his teammates' damage output was enough. The bad thing was that he didn't know how he angered Qin Fei and Jingyu. They stared at him and attacked him. This was really uncomfortable. At the 24-minute mark, PG attacked the dragon. He hurriedly asked his teammates to rush over and steal it. Of course, he also went over. As usual, he chose a very wretched route and waited for his teammates to arrive. After attracting PG's attention, he rushed out and threw a control at Luo Yiming's flower in the mirror. However, Luo Yiming seemed to have predicted it in advance. He flashed in front of him and pressed his face against his face. Then, he used a crowd control skill on him and attacked him. Luo Yiming complained that flower in the mirror's damage output was too low. He sold his shoes and didn't use split anymore. He only used critical hits. When the attack hit XD's soul, the floating damage value terrified him. Logically speaking, XD had never been so afraid of a support. Were all PG players poisonous? XD clicked to dispel the control and flashed away. However, the Moonshadow Spider flashed and caught up with him. Immediately after, a white web covered his soul type. Control wave. Okay, it's over. XD watched as his soul was killed by Moonshade Spider and Flower in the mirror together. It was worse than swallowing a fly. System, Moonshade Spider, 1 kill. System, enemy soul has died. System, Scarlet Fury, 1 kill. System, the enemy's troops have been killed. System, Scarlet Fury, double kill. System, enemy mermaid has died. System, Lilith, 1 kill. System, enemy Kwangu has died after soul died. JOK's members were scattered in the blink of an eye. Only their jungler, Sword Burial, managed to escape by using block and displacement. However, just as he slipped under the tower, Honlang's wind of condensation caught up with him. A wind blade beautifully passed through the tower and hit Sword Burial in the back, taking away his last bit of health. System, wind of condensation, 1 kill. System, enemy Sword Burial has died. Ah! PG 0 for 5, JOK wiped out. Aban was so excited that he almost jumped out of his chair. This PG is too strong. JOK has no way to fight back. Tanghua also said, 3H's last hit was too good. I feel that his marksmanship is very good. He doesn't lose to one at all. Aban, this game is really bad for XD. They were constantly targeted and couldn't get their economy up. This caused the entire team's DPS to be low. Tanghua, I feel like it's a problem with the lineup. It's mainly because JOK didn't expect PG to use Flower in the mirror. To be honest, I didn't expect it either. After PG wiped out JOK, they started to fight the dragon comfortably. While they were fighting the dragon, a message suddenly popped up in the chat box. Frowny face enemy, Jock XD, Soul M. Do you guys have some misunderstanding about me? At first, no one paid attention to him. It was only after PG took down the magic dragon and returned to the city to recover that someone replied frowny face ally, PG sleep, Lilith no, ally, PG GF, Moonshade Spider no, enemy, Jock XD, Soul then why are you guys targeting me? Enemy, Jock XD, Soul do you dare to touch your conscience and say that again? Ally, PG sleep, Lilith I don't dare. Ally, PGGF, Moonshade Spider I really don't dare. Ally, PG Leafs, Scarlet Fury you might not believe it, but they just want to kill you. Enemy, Jock XD, Soul, after the conversation ended, the PG members followed the Devil Dragon army and pushed forward. They destroyed all of Jock's towers in one go. After JOK's members revived, they left the Fountain of Resurrection and stepped into their own territory. Before they could do anything, they were controlled by Luo Yiming's Flower in the mirror. Then, Yihong's Scarlet Fury's combo smashed down and instantly killed 3 of them. The remaining Soul and Sword Burial were both at low health. No matter how unwilling they were, they had to return to the city to recover. However, they were killed by Wind of Condensation. At this point in the match, Honlang's Wind of Condensation finally developed and dealt a lot of damage. After he got the double kill, he started to attack towers like crazy and destroyed JOK's territory in a short while, winning the match. Then, he looked at the word victory on the screen and took off his headphones in a daze. He only felt that his heart was beating very fast and his fingers were numb. He hadn't had such a good fight in a long time, especially in the last 2 team battles. He could feel the feeling of being able to decide the outcome of the match, the fear and desire of the enemy towards him. This was a treatment only available to the C position. When Luo Yiming took off his headphones, he pouted and said, "I'm not playing Flower in the mirror anymore." What happened to the promise that he would carry him? Why didn't he feel like he was flying as the game went on? Yihong didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You have the most assists, the highest participation rate, and the system's team MVP. What else are you unhappy about? After a pause, he added, on JOK's side, only Centaur and Sword Burial's damage is higher than yours. Be content. Luo Yiming didn't say anything. His damage was the lowest on PG's side and he didn't get many kills. However, his flower in the mirror was a support. So, he couldn't ask for too much. It wasn't that easy to support a pentakill. Yi Hong, by the way, old Han, your wind of condensation is super good, right? I feel like I'm playing a lot better than before. Han Lang took a deep breath and finally found his voice. I was so nervous. My hands were shaking in the end. It really isn't that easy to be the C position. I'll just play support. When he heard this, Luo Yiming's mood instantly improved. Sure enough, only he could be the C position of PG. In this round, the system's MVP was Flower in the Mirror, but in the end, the technical team gave the MVP to Jingyu's Moonshade Spider. Everyone had already expected this. As long as Jingyu got the Moonshade Spider, it was as if he was going to be the team MVP. There was no suspense. Moreover, he had taken advantage of several opportunities to harvest kills in this round and played a crucial role in the outcome of the game. But at the same time, everyone knew that all of this was based on Luo Yiming getting the flower in the mirror. Therefore, PG's teammates didn't hesitate to praise Luo Yiming. Jingyu, if it wasn't for Yiming's flower in the mirror, I wouldn't have been able to get the MVP. Han Lang, only Yiming's flower in the mirror could deal such high damage. Yi Hong, Yiming is really good. Qin Fei, yeah, he's really good. Luo Yiming. Are you guys trying to coax a child? Even though he said that, he had to admit that Luo Yiming was very happy to be coaxed. Soon, the second round between PG and Jock began. The loser had the first pick, so Jock had the priority to ban monsters. They gave the first pick to the Moonshade Spider without hesitation. I guess they're going to ban all junglers. Yi Hong shrugged his shoulders. Little Goldfish is getting better and better. She's completely banned from jungling. In the past, only Ball, Li Yen had such treatment. It's okay. Jingyu rubbed his nose. He was happy but also a little guilty. After soloing Li Yen a few times, he realized that there was still a gap between him and the #1 jungler in the country. He still needed to work harder. What are we banning? He asked. Nine-tailed fox, of course, Luo Yiming replied. However, Yi Hong refuted, I don't think that's necessary. Jingyu thought about it and also didn't think it was necessary. You can use Soul to suppress Nine-tailed fox. Yi Hong, yes. He still remembered that during the elimination round, he used Soul to suppress DJSSM's Scarlet Fury. Since that was the case, he would definitely be able to suppress Jock XD's Nine-tailed fox with Soul. What's more important is, Yi Hong smiled. I said that I would never ban myself. His teammates were speechless for a while and decided to ignore his pretense. Then for this round, we're still going to ban one version each. Han Lang asked. When we don't know what to ban, we'll just ban one version each. Jingyu said and banned Azrael. But for this round, since we're sure that XD will take Nine-tailed fox, we don't need to ban Heijiao anymore. I want to ban something else. Qin Fei raised his eyebrows. Ban what? Jingyu smiled. Sword Burial. That's right. Yi Hong suddenly understood. They've banned so many of our junglers, there's no reason for us not to ban their junglers. Thus, PG's final 3 bans were Azrael, Sword Burial, and Satan. On the other hand, Jock's bans were Moonshade Spider, Plunder Shadow, and Heart of Ice. 6 junglers. After the match between PG and Ball C, there was another grand occasion of all junglers being banned in the elimination round. The commentator and audience were all shocked, but PG's 5 players couldn't be any calmer. Then, when it came to pick, Jock's first pick was Nine-Tailed Fox. Everyone expected this, but it still caused a small commotion. After all, XD hadn't taken Nine-Tailed Fox for a long time. After that, PG snatched Soul and Dark Cupid. Then, Jock locked onto Flower Petal of Datura. Jingyu couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. Jock's jungler will use Flower Petal of Datura. Hanlang replied, I've never seen him use it before. It's probably to stop you from using it. Yihong, I think so too. Anyway, Jock relies on sorcerers to deal damage and take kills. He can even go on a jungler hunger strike. Luo Yiming, wow, Jingyu doesn't have a jungler to choose from. Should he use the newbie gift pack? Yihong said leisurely, our opponent is a sorcerer team, and we're the jungler core. Should we get a sorcerer jungler? Jingyu, That's a very dangerous idea. Hanlang, I think it's a good idea. Didn't Heijiao get released? Jingyu's jungler is a skill-based jungler, so is his sorcerer. Jingyu likes to use assassins as junglers. Assassins have high damage and low health. What a coincidence, sorcerers do too. Wow, what a coincidence, huh? Jingyu looked at him with disdain. Sorcerers' junglers will be scolded if they play ranked. Yihong, it's okay, we won't scold you. Luo Yiming, sounds interesting. Hanlang, sorcerers can use AD in the early game and switch to AP in the late game. They even thought of what equipment to use for him. These teammates were really poisonous. Jingyu decisively locked onto Wendy. You can cause trouble, but it has to be moderate. Yihong shrugged with a smile. He was just joking. He knew that with Jingyu's personality, he wouldn't pick a demon that he wasn't confident in. Luo Yiming really believed him. Seeing Jingyu lock onto Wendy, he sighed regretfully. Then he looked at the Flower Petal of Datura. Jingyu, didn't your Wendy lose to Li Yan's Flower Petal of Datura? You said it yourself. That's Li Yan. Jingyu smiled confidently. Fighting against Jock's Flower Petal of Datura, the newbie gift pack is enough. Chapter 126. Jingyu locked Wendy. Tangguo almost thought that her eyes were playing tricks on her. Even though Jingyu had taken Wendy in his match against Ball C yesterday, Tangguo was not the commentator for that match. Thus, she still found it unbelievable when she saw it in person. Not to mention, Jingyu had taken Wendy yesterday and lost to the Flower Petal of Datura. Today, he still dared to use Wendy against the Flower Petal of Datura. His courage was admirable. However, the player who had taken the Flower Petal of Datura yesterday was Li Yan. Different players took the same magical creature, so the threat was obviously different. The final lineups of the two teams were PG, Lilith, Soul, Dark Cupid, Sarier, Wendy Jock, Kwanggu, Nine-Tailed Fox, Centaur, Mermaid, Flower Petal of Datura. Although Jingyu said that he was looking down on the other party's Datura petals, when he entered the battlefield, he still focused 120% and seriously dealt with them. He had always been like this. PG was a team that fought in the early stages of the game. However, before joining PG, Jingyu had fought in too many late stages of the game. Many times, he had been the one to bring up the tempo and turn the tables. In order to win, he would not let go of even the slightest opportunity. He treated every match so seriously that he would not make a low-level mistake like underestimating his opponent. However, when he saw his opponent take the Flower Petal of Datura, Jingyu felt a ding in his heart, as if announcing the victory of the match. Before the match, Jingyu had watched the videos of Jock's team. Jock's mid laner XD was very strong, but Jingyu would not just look at him alone. He had watched every JOK player's performance in every match, so he had a rough understanding of their abilities. Jock's bottom lane was more reckless. Although archers were not afraid of death, they could not just die for nothing. It was because of this that Jingyu had been fighting against Jock's bottom lane in the previous round. He had destroyed their bottom lane in a matter of minutes. XD Sorcerer was indeed powerful. In the early stages, he was probably on par with Yihong. In the later stages, he was definitely much more stable than Yihong. Or rather, XD was the type that felt better in the later stages. If he wanted to suppress him, he had to rely on Yihong in the early stages. In the later stages, he had to keep an eye on XD and not let him disappear from his sight. Then there was Jock's jungler. He had the awareness, but he was always one step behind. He had the mechanics, but he would lose his mind the moment he saw a sliver of health. In any case, from Jingyu's point of view, Jock's jungler could not even compare to Li Yan's pinky finger. As for his own skill, even if he was not on par with Li Yan, he was at least on par with Li Yan. Therefore, when he saw Jock's jungler holding the flower petal of Datura, Jingyu felt that victory was in his hands. What? Jock had a top laner. There was nothing much to say. Brother Fei was the best. This was not the first time Yihong had used Soul against a sorcerer. In fact, before Soul was strengthened, he had used this demon to suppress the enemy sorcerer. Sorcerers were very afraid of being controlled because they were very fragile. Once controlled, they would basically be killed instantly. After Nine-Tailed Fox was weakened, she became the most fragile of all the sorcerers. Now, other than Heijiao, only Soul could fight against her. Then, the question was, why didn't he use Heijiao? When Yihong and AI Min were playing solo against DJSSM in private, AI Min had asked Yihong this question. Yihong had replied pretentiously, because if I use Heijiao against XD's Nine-Tailed Fox, the chances of winning are 50%. If I use Soul, as long as my teammates perform normally, the chances of winning are 100%. AI Min, who had to carry 4 players in every match, obviously could not understand the meaning behind Yihong's words. However, at this moment, after watching PG and Jock's second match on his phone, he seemed to understand a little. PG's Yihong never fought alone. At the 6-minute mark, Yihong's Soul flashed and controlled XD's Nine-Tailed Fox. Jingyu's Wendy immediately used a big move to teleport over. The two skills were used together and instantly killed. At the 8-minute mark, Yihong's Soul successfully entangled XD's Nine-Tailed Fox and dragged him out of the tower. Qin Fei's Lilith sucked almost half of his health away. Then, he chased after him and killed him within minutes. At the 12-minute mark, Yihong's Soul reflected Nine-Tailed Fox's damage. Nine-Tailed Fox only had a sliver of health left and escaped with a flash. However, Jingyu's Wendy caught up with it and used a normal attack to kill it. A ban, so pitiful. Tanggua, XD is so pitiful. The commentator couldn't help but sigh from the depths of his soul. A ban, in this round, Jock's DPS core is XD. In order to prevent him from developing, PG practically stared at him. Tanggua, XD's control is good. He pushed Yezi's health to the critical point a few times. However, as long as Yezi can control him once, Jingyu will seize the opportunity to finish him off. A ban, yes, Jingyu's awareness and prediction are very good. He won't let go of any opportunity to kill XD. In comparison, Jock's jungler is always half a beat slower. When he arrives, XD's Nine-Tailed Fox can't be saved. Tanggua, I can see that his flower petal of Datura isn't very outstanding. So far, he has only managed to stack 2 poison stacks on Sawyer. A ban, this round, PG is crushing the top, middle, and bottom lane. Let's take a look at the team battle. At the 14-minute mark, PG pushed down Jock's tower in the middle lane. At the 16-minute mark, Yi Hong's soul started the team battle. Both sides had their first full team battle. Jingyu, the bushes on the left, kill nine-tailed fox. Qin Fei, you're well hidden. If it wasn't for Jingyu's reminder, PG's players wouldn't have noticed XD's position. This player really knew how to find the right time and angle to cut in. Unfortunately, Jingyu had his eyes on him from the moment the match started. His every move couldn't escape Jingyu's prediction. PG's players first spread out and cleverly dodged XD's ultimate. Then, they all rushed towards his position. Yi Hong's soul flashed over to control him while Jingyu's Wendy reaped the kills. They didn't give XD a chance to use his other skills. After killing Jock Center, the rest of the players could be easily killed. In just a short moment, corpses littered the dragon pit. The system notifications on the screen came one after another. Jock struggled for a while. Flower Petal of Datura kept his soul before he died. Top laner Kwanggu used his ultimate to reposition himself and escaped. In the end, PG took down the dragon pit by exchanging 4 kills with 1 kill. Then, he decisively took down the dragon pit. In this match, even if XD got the nine-tailed fox, he would still be crushed by PG. The viewers who supported PG were undoubtedly very happy. They were looking forward to PG's future. PG's awesome. Let's get to the finals in one go. PG, you can do it. Be the champion. The viewers who supported Jock couldn't help but sigh. The difference between junglers is too obvious, the archer is also a noob. Jock's top laner is too afraid of dying. What's wrong with tanking a little more damage? Anyway, the final result of this match was that PG followed the Magic Dragon army all the way to Jock's territory and won the match in one go. Even if XD's nine-tailed fox took away Soul and Wendy, it didn't change anything. Qin Fei's Lilith jumped the tower and killed nine-tailed fox. Hanling's Sarier activated his ultimate to lock on Lilith and Luo Yiming's Dark Cupid at the same time. Then, Luo Yiming crazily attacked the tower with low health and finally destroyed Jock's territory before Qin Fei's Lilith died. They won. 2-0. PG defeated Jock 2-0. A band shouted excitedly. He felt that he had witnessed the birth and growth of a champion team. PG's performance this season is really brutal. Jock's performance this season is quite miserable. Yesterday, he lost 0-2 to Kid. Today, he lost 0-2 to PG. His points are in the negative. Tangua said. She felt sorry for Jock's XD. Strong players are always targeted. Whether it's Ball, Ceasley Yen or Jock's XD, they've been targeted very miserably this season. Yes, Jock's performance this season isn't good because of this. A band said. Junglers move fast and move a lot. Even if they're targeted, as long as they're strong enough, they can always escape and counterattack. Mages are really helpless when they're targeted. After both players returned to the stage, the MVP of this match appeared on the big screen. It was Yi Hong's soul. Yi Hong was a little surprised, but he quickly accepted it with a smile. It wasn't easy to control XD's nine-tailed fox. Fortunately, Jingyu's Wendy was roaming around nearby. As long as he could control it once, Jingyu would be able to seize the opportunity to kill his opponent. After the MVP animation ended, the screen showed the total points of both teams. PG's score was 2 points. Total points were 5. Jock's score was -2 points. Total points were -4. The competition lasted for 7 days. Today was the 5th day. There were only 2 matches left. Even if they won both matches 2-0, they would only have 4 points. It would only be enough to offset Jock's current score of -4. At this point in the competition, Jock's score had completely lost the chance to advance to the finals. On the other hand, PG had 5 points. What did 5 points mean? They were tied for first place with Kid. In this morning's match, BALC won 2-1 against Ain. They only gained 1 point. Total points were 4. They dropped from first place to second place. Now, the team with the most hope of advancing to the finals, other than Kid, was PG. The host routinely interviewed PG and Jock about their feelings after the match. Jock's reaction wasn't as dejected as the audience expected. Especially XD, they even improvised a live rap. The lyrics were basically saying that PG was very good and that they were looking forward to playing against PG next time. Luo Yiming really wanted to say, if you're really looking forward to it, what's the point of letting the second team play against us in the mock competition? Losing to us today was all your own doing. However, before he could say anything, he was blocked by Hanlang. In the end, Yi Hong took over the microphone and smiled as he replied, "Okay, let's arrange more mock competitions in the future. I don't think we've played mock competitions before." Not only did he save Jock's face, but he also mercilessly mocked them. Jingyu gave full marks for this response. He suddenly felt that Yi Hong was actually quite a black-bellied person. When the 5 of them took the subway back, Hanlang couldn't help but sigh. "I've never been so close to winning the championship. Where's your future?" Qin Fei sneered. "Don't forget that our goal is to win the championship." Yi Hong wanted to say that they might really be able to win the championship this season. However, he was afraid that it would raise a red flag, so he stopped himself. Luo Yiming didn't have any qualms. "The prize money for winning the championship is pretty good, right? After we win the championship, do you want to consider going on a trip abroad?" A trip. Jingyu hesitated for a moment. Not to mention traveling abroad, he hadn't even traveled in China before. Wasn't this a bit too big of a leap? Qin Fei thought that he had somewhere he wanted to go, so he asked, "Where do you want to go?" "I don't know," Jingyu replied. When he thought about Qin Fei accompanying him, he suddenly didn't feel nervous. "Whatever, I'll go wherever you guys go." "Hanlang, we can go on a trip abroad, but shouldn't we bring someone who understands English?" Qin Fei glanced at him indifferently. "What misunderstanding do you have about my English level?" Yi Hong also looked at him indifferently. "What misunderstanding do you have about my education level?" Luo Yiming looked surprised. "Old Han, you don't understand English." Jingyu. Hanlang. "I really don't fucking understand." Jingyu knew that Yi Hong skipped a grade in high school and went to university abroad. After graduation, he came back to play sports. However, what about Qin Fei and Luo Yiming? Qin Fei dropped out of university and Luo Yiming graduated from technical secondary school. These two didn't look like they knew English. Qin Fei seemed to know Jingyu's doubts. He smiled and patted his head. "Before I went to primary school, I lived abroad for a while. When I came back here, it was a bit difficult for me to learn Mandarin. So, my English grades have always been pretty good, but my Chinese grades are a bit worse." Yi Hong couldn't help but roll his eyes when he heard this. Pretty good and a bit worse were too subtle. He knew which university Qin Fei dropped out of. It was one of the top universities in China. Chinese wasn't something that could be passed just because you were a bit worse. If he were Qin Fei's parents and knew that Qin Fei dropped out of such a good university, they would break his legs. However, Qin Fei dropped out of school. Dropping out of school and coming out of the closet almost angered his parents to death. After dropping out of school, he created PG. He deleted all contact information with his parents and never returned to that so-called home. At that time, he didn't have as much passion for esports as he did now. Everything he did was just to escape from that home. As for the reason, only he knew. Even his cousin Xiao Yun was kept in the dark. Oh, there was someone else who knew. That was his birth mother, Qi Xian. Yiming. Han Lang didn't believe that his English couldn't beat a technical secondary school graduate. Where did you learn English? Luo Yiming, you guess what you'll see. Literal translation, you guess. Jingyu and Qin Fei and Han Lang, is this how English grammar works? Han Lang. I actually believe that your English is good. Luo Yiming calmly turned his back to everyone. It's so exciting to be slapped in the face after acting cool. Chapter 127. The 5 PG players made a ruckus all the way back to the club. When they got back, Yi Hong couldn't help but pour cold water on everyone's enthusiasm. You can travel overseas, but you have to win first place. There are still 2 matches left in the points competition. Don't relax. Han Lang added, tomorrow ANE, the day after tomorrow MY. ANE's team could be considered PG's old acquaintances. They had played against each other many times, both online and offline. Jingyu still remembered that after he joined PG, his first professional training match was against ANE. In the end, he lost and even got mocked by the other team's support. Jingyu felt that he would never forget this matter for the rest of his life. Jingyu was a Scorpio. He didn't think astrological signs were reliable. A lot of the descriptions didn't match his personality. However, he felt like he was a Scorpio when it came to holding grudges. He held grudges, but he also remembered kindness. Maybe it was just because he had a good memory. In any case, he just couldn't get over the 2 mocking words from the other team. He could even recite those 2 sentences word for word. The first sentence was directed at Qin Fei. If you were the jungler, we wouldn't have won. The second sentence was directed at him. If the jungler didn't have Heart of Ice, we wouldn't have won. At that time, Jingyu swore that one day, he would use Heart of Ice to beat ANE up. Then, in the knockout round, he did it. He used Heart of Ice to beat ANE and help PG win the official competition. That feeling was undoubtedly great. While proving himself, he also slapped the other team's face. However, it wasn't enough. In any case, Jingyu had already memorized Hai. From now on, as long as it was a competition with ANE, he would take the Ice Heart if he could. If he could kill Hai, he would kill Hai. He would not give Hai any chance to taunt him. After Yi Hong sat down in the training room, he didn't rush to turn on his computer. Instead, he used his phone to search for ANE's results. Wow, ANE's performance in the points competition wasn't bad. Han Lang was also searching. -2 points, higher than Jock. Luo Yiming, no matter what, they defeated the kid. I love them. Yi Hong, to be honest, if it weren't for ANE, we wouldn't be tied for first place with the kid. Luo Yiming, so treat them to a meal. Han Lang, I think it's a good idea. Yi Hong couldn't help but laugh a few times. Sure, I said I would treat you before. Qin Fei said, sure, I'll treat ANE to a meal after tomorrow's game. Yi Hong, okay. Luo Yiming, sure. Han Lang, on the spot. Qin Fei, anything is fine. Jingyu, hey, are you serious? Jingyu was shocked by his teammate's decision, but he didn't take it to heart. After all, this group of people might say that, but they might not necessarily do it. If he really did that, treating the opponent to a meal after winning the game, wouldn't that be a bit too much? That night, Coach Fang Luofan didn't come back. so he sent some videos of Ain's games over for the PG team to study. Jingyu watched the videos carefully and realized that Ain's playstyle this season was very targeted. Basically, they would target whichever player was stronger. Ball Cecily Yen had been killed by the 5 of them at a crucial moment, and then they took advantage of the opportunity to win. Although Ain lost to Ball C 1-2 in the end, he had to admit that their targeting playstyle was effective. Kid's Archer had been killed by them a few times in the same way. Towards the end of the game, his mentality was probably going to collapse. Jingyu wasn't unfamiliar with this playstyle. When he played against Ain, he realized that Ain was clearly targeting him. Later on, she targeted Qin Fei. In the end, she was targeted by him. He would kill whoever killed Qin Fei. In tomorrow's game, Ain would probably target one of them, right? The question was, who would they target? The next day, Jingyu lazed in bed for a while. Then, he went to Qin Fei's room to wake him up. He didn't expect to see Qin Fei's cell phone alarm ringing. He watched helplessly as Qin Fei slapped his phone and sent it flying to the ground, making a crisp paw sound. Awkward. Jingyu sighed. He picked up his cell phone helplessly and turned off the alarm. Then, he woke Qin Fei up. Qin Fei groggily opened his eyes and yawned. "Morning, good morning, Brother Fei." Jingyu couldn't help but ask, "Did you set your alarm today?" Qin Fei, "Yeah, did it ring?" He really didn't remember it at all. Jingyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "It did, but it was slapped to the ground by you. It only had a sliver of health left, and I almost finished it off. I think you shouldn't set an alarm in the future." Qin Fei clicked his tongue. Because of this, he didn't set his alarm in the past. However, Jingyu didn't wake him up yesterday and today's game was the first game in the morning. Jingyu seemed to know what he was thinking. He coughed and said, "Don't worry. From now on, I'll wake you up every day." His tone was careful, but it carried an unquestionable firmness. Qin Fei couldn't help but laugh. He got up and grabbed Jingyu's arm. After pulling him into his embrace, he wrapped his arm around his neck and patted his head. "Okay, I believe you." Jingyu's face turned red. He didn't move an inch in Lu Zhou's embrace until Lu Zhou let go of him and gave him a push. "Qin Fei, go wash up." "Okay." Jingyu was a little absent-minded. He obediently walked out the door and washed up. Qin Fei looked at his back and smiled helplessly. Why was this person so soft in front of him? He really didn't resist at all. After washing up, they put on Team PG's uniform and set off in a domineering manner. What did these sports players talk about on the way to the game? Lineup? Tactics? None of those. The 5 players of PG were talking about food. Luo Yiming, how about a revolving restaurant? A buffet. You can eat as much as you want. Hanlang, I don't think so. It's too expensive. You don't have to pay so much to treat Ain to a meal. Yihong, we also want to eat. A revolving restaurant is fine. It's fine. Brother Fei will treat us anyway. Qin Fei. Why should I treat you? Yihong said seriously, "You're the captain." Then he smiled and wrapped his arm around Jingyu's neck. Little Jingyu also wants to eat. Jingyu, huh? Qin Fei glanced at Jingyu. Oh, it's my treat. You guys choose a better place. Jingyu. Yihong gave himself a thumbs up for being so quick-witted. Jingyu didn't want to talk anymore. He thought that they were joking when they said they wanted to treat Ain to a meal. But today's discussion. Why did it seem like they were serious? Speaking of which, did you ask Ain for her opinion on treating her to a meal? They chatted all the way to the game venue and even when they entered the esports room. Hanlang, I think it's better to go to a revolving restaurant. Yezi likes seafood. Yiming wants to eat steak. Brother Fei and Jing Yu don't eat raw food. There's a buffet in a revolving restaurant. Everyone can eat whatever they want. Isn't that great? Luo Yiming, huh? There's steak in a revolving restaurant? Yi Hong. Isn't this the place you chose from the start? I thought you knew. Luo Yiming, oh, I've never been there before. I've only heard about it from others. I've always wanted to experience it. Yi Hong, what about Brother Fei and little Jing Yu? Okay. Qin Fei, it doesn't matter. Jing Yu, it doesn't matter to me either. But can we talk about this after the game? PG's attitude before the game really worried him. Fortunately, after confirming their teams and banning the monsters, everyone immediately got into the zone. Yi Hong, Ain banned Lilith, Shadow Plunder, and my nine-tailed fox. Heart of Ice and Moonshade Spider were both released. Luo Yiming, and my Dark Cupid. Jingyu, don't be happy too early. They went first. Let's see what they'll snatch. Ain took the first position and snatched Zhang Jian. This wasn't a surprise to Jingyu. He calmly said, top laner and archer. Thus, Qin Fei locked onto Satan, and Luo Yiming locked onto Dark Cupid. Fong Luofan and his partner Yo-Yo were the commentators for this match. Before they could finish introducing the two teams, the band selection had already come to an end. Fong Luofan couldn't help but sigh. PG and ANE's band selection went very quickly. As expected of old rivals who have played so many matches together. It's obvious that they know each other very well. Yo-Yo, yeah. Luofan, who do you think will win this match? Fong Luofan was silent for a moment before he pretended to speak casually. Probably PG. Yo-Yo didn't expect him to answer so straightforwardly. His expression stiffened for a moment before he found his voice. Luofan is really confident in his team. However, it's true that PG's performance this season has been very good. However, it's obvious that ANE is also improving. Whether it's in terms of formation or playstyle, there are many new breakthroughs. Perhaps PG will suffer a setback in this match. It won't. Fong Luofan didn't even need to think about it. He didn't care if other people criticized him for not being objective. He spoke with certainty. Before the elimination round, PG was still trying to get used to each other. There were many problems with their teamwork. Even so, they still defeated ANE and became the official champions. Now, PG is almost done with their teamwork. Many of their problems have been solved. I don't think they will lose to ANE. Yo-Yo was at a loss for words. The coach of PG couldn't even save her partner when she woke up. However, Fong Luofan didn't intend to let her save him. He looked at the camera and smiled confidently. PG is definitely not the strongest in the entire League of Legends. However, even if they are going to lose, they definitely won't lose here. Because, if they lose here, they won't have a chance to play against Kid. They could give up on the championship, but Kid had to fight. And if they beat Kid, they would become the champions of the finals. Fong Luofan witnessed the growth of PG's team from the perspective of a coach and a commentator. After Jing Yu joined PG, PG's team had grown. Even though PG hadn't figured out how to beat Kid, they were already exuding the aura of a champion team. They were confident and arrogant, but deep down, they were more serious and persistent than anyone else. This type of PG wouldn't lose. Qin Fei, it's starting. Yi Hong, win 2-0. Luo Yiming, then treat ANE to a meal. Han Lang, let's go to the revolving restaurant. Jingyu, == hey, is there really no problem? You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.